ready for the start. They're off in the Breeders Cup Classic.
Subsonic are digging in. Newgate surging. Here's the line. Newgate.
Sierra Leone comes forward and wins the Toyota Bluegrass.
Fierceness. Torpedo Alma in an absolutely dramatic conclusion. The champ is back.
Forever Young. Sierra Leone is coming. These three coming down to the wire. Who's it going to be? Oh, it's the Usman Tensoro hits the front. Usman Tensoro wins the Dubai World Cup for Japan. He's made every yard so far. And City of Troy, what a great performance all the way in the city of York in the jumper.
Absolutely spectacular. What more could you ask for?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
That got me hyped.
Right? We are back at Mar Racetrack for day 2, Breeders Cup Saturday, 9 World Championship races remaining, including the big one that you saw right there, the Breeders Cup Classic, which will be the race that we carry you up to. So we've got race 4, which is the Breeders Cup Filly and Mare Sprint, which is coming up in about 25 minutes. So we're going to take you through that race. We're going to handicap. We're going to have a ton of great guests, one of whom is going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes. You do not want to miss who this guest is. I will just say that. Alexa, first and foremost, you look incredible.
Oh, thank you.
And you, I think you left yesterday feeling there was a little more to get done today on the betting handicapping side.
Yes.
Unfinished business.
Unlike Dan, I did not hit a $3,000 bet for $1 live on air, so I'm waiting for that to still happen today, and I have faith. I like my picks. I like my selections. But yeah, it's really cool. Actually, the races are different this year. Like, we have the Classic right smack dab in the middle of the card, so it's kind of cool. I actually like it. I know it gives a better primetime television moment, but also we got the early pick 5 ending with it and the late pick 5 starting with it, so that's the race you want to be right about.
Going for gusto. Not even talking about winning one race.
Yeah.
Jumping right into pick 5s. I love it. Let's take a look around Del Mar. This is the scene as people piled in to the track this morning. This is a scene setter here. Obviously, we were before the people. Now they're the people. And I can tell you right now, the energy, the buzz, it's increasing by the moment as we count down to the first of 9 World Championship races today. Yesterday, there were 5 races, including a couple of upsets, a couple of unexpected races. And one of the big storylines, though, was heading into the last race of the day, the juvenile turf. The horse from Japan was a horse people had their eyes on, Satono Carnival, but really the rider of that horse was a person that a lot of people were talking about. And she joins us right now. Rachel King, how are you?
Good, thanks, guys. Thank you for having me.
So it is incredible for you to be here and taking a few minutes with us. You are the first Australian-based jockey to ever ride in a Breeders' Cup race. You may have done 1 or 2 interviews this week.
Couple, yeah. It's been a busy week, but it's been an incredible week to be a part of, and yeah, I've loved the experience so far.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, take us through a little bit of what your week is. When did you get here, first of all?
So I got here Sunday in time we had a gallop on the grass on Monday. A lot of interviews Monday, Tuesday. And then I rode the horse again on Wednesday. Yeah, and then had sort of Thursday to relax, ride Friday, watch a few races today, and jump on a plane tonight.
Oh my gosh. Talk about a whirlwind. I mean, that's craziness.
And it adds to the pressure on a week that's already filled with pressure, right? It has to, somewhat.
Yeah, look, I've sort of got probably used to the travelling a little bit, I guess. In the last 18 months, I've done a lot of it, so it's something I enjoy. Look, I'm lucky in the way little things like I'm a natural lightweight, so I don't have to sort of worry too much about my weight in between. A lot of jockeys would have to, but it's a big week here, and it's a big week back home as well. You know, I've got to jump on a plane tonight to be back in Melbourne for Melbourne Cup on Tuesday.
It doesn't stop. And you told me you were even up at a time when most jockeys are not awake, which is midnight last night. I'm sorry if I wasn't supposed to give that away, but you were up till midnight last night. Were you partying?
No, definitely not, no. Just watching the races from Sydney. Obviously, it was a big day. Sydney and Melbourne, it was a big day. We had Derby Day in Melbourne and Golden Eagle Day in Sydney. So my husband is sort of assistant trainer to Bjorn Baker back in Sydney, and they had some big runners in big races. So we were up watching a lot of those.
Absolutely. Good.
Wait, what time is it back home?
Good question
Math
now.
right now? You're asking her to do math after this week?
I've been trying to work it out what time it is everywhere. Thank God the iPhones just have the world clock on them, and you can just look at that. So that's been my lifesaver all week.
Well, let's do this. You may not want to do this. Obviously, this was not the desired outcome, but look, you made some history yesterday, and I want to take some of our viewers just through the early and late stages of the race. We don't have the whole race. We could talk over it as we're watching some of it. You may not be able to see all of it, but there you are breaking from the rail. Just tell me what this was like. You come through the gate, and what are you feeling at this point?
Yeah, I was, before the race, I was very happy I drew one. I knew my horse had a little bit of speed, so I was able to get him in a sort of good position, and he showed that nice natural sort of tempo early. Probably from about halfway around the corner, I realised maybe gate one wasn't ideal. He's a big horse, and he just wasn't handling the corners very well.
Really?
And
okay.
just didn't have a lot of room, which, it's competitive racing. You'd expect it anywhere. It wasn't anything unusual, but he wasn't really comfortable, just not having space and probably not handling the corners well. Like I said, he's a big horse. I think he's a big, talented horse. I think there's a lot more to him. We definitely didn't see the best of him there yesterday, but I do think having a trip away is going to help him for the future. It'll sort of make a man of him. He's come away. He's not hurt in any way. He'll bounce out of the run fine. And I actually go to Japan, hopefully in January for a couple of months. So hopefully I can team up with him again there, and we'll get back on the board.
For the viewers, and a lot of our viewers, they're kind of just getting into the sport. They're trying to learn more about it. When you say he wasn't managing the turns and he's a big horse, is that something that can sort of be trained into a horse? Is that something that he could ultimately get better at doing? Or do you think his best game ultimately will be in either being on the outside or in being races that, where you don't have to navigate these kinds of tight turns?
It's kind of unknown at the moment. Like he probably will get better. He is only 2. They're only babies. He's only had 2 starts before coming here. So he's very unexperienced compared to, I think, the majority of the field. They'd at least had 5 or 6 runs. So he will learn and probably get that a little bit more naturally balanced and handle corners better. But he might also, because of just the size and shape of him, he might be a horse that just prefers those bigger tracks and a little bit more room, which there aren't many tracks that are as tight as this. So he'll probably be fine at most other places.
When I was handicapping this race, one thing that really drew my attention to this horse was how much money they spent on him as a yearling, as over $3.5 million.
Was it that much? Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
And I actually started researching it, and I believe it was one of the sale toppers.
Really?
Yeah. So clearly high expectations. Do you think that's just because of how correct and big he is?
Yeah, look, he's very correct, and he's a beautiful looking horse, but he's very well bred as well. And I don't think there'd be many horses in Japan that go through the sales that are cheap as such. Their breeding sort of schedule and just how they've structured their breeding is incredible. It's something that I really admire from afar, and I got to know a little bit more about when I was there earlier this year. They really only breed from the very best. They're very particular in their stallions and their mares, and it's paying off. They've turned up here to a Breeders' Cup meeting with 19 horses. Not many countries can do that. So their breeding operation is, I think, incredible, like I said, and they just really only strive for the best of the best.
I've got a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Just want your observations on America and on the and on the Breeders' Cup. On America first. What, in terms of you talked about international racing, what is it about this event here? How does it differ from maybe a big event in Australia or Japan in terms of the fan experience and how it might be taken in?
One thing I noticed probably this week leading up to Breeders' Cup was just the amount of engagement. I guess the public and just the regular person down the road can get involved in the Breeders' Cup, all week, having the the breakfast marquee where everyone can watch the track work. It's a little bit more sort of open to the public. In Australia, we might have, normally on the Tuesday before like a big meeting, they might have what they call the breakfast with the stars, and they will have people, you can go and watch them work and things like that, but it's more probably owners and trainers, and it's one morning. Here it was every day, it was all week, so it's incredible to see how much the community gets behind it. Driving around, you saw just shops with Breeders Cup banners everywhere and things like that, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, race day is probably different again. I mean, Japan, the race days are huge. The crowds are enormous. I've never seen so many people. They're just very, very passionate about it. And I was there in the middle of winter, and they were still there in the cold, didn't care, So, but it's great to see that. I didn't even realise the infield
but this was here.
I didn't even know it was here until I came over.
And that there's sand. There's a beach here.
I know. I actually saw a photo of it yesterday, and I thought, where's that? Are they actually on the beach? I had no idea. So it's, every time you go around a corner, I keep finding something new. And today I get to probably have a little bit more of a look around and explore and get more of the atmosphere of the whole Breeders' Cup.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's great.
The pressure's off.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you able to just kind of sit back and enjoy now?
I can relax today, it's very rare I go to the races when I'm not riding.
Yeah.
At home I wouldn't do it because it's work, it's not as fun, but it's today was a day I didn't want to miss, and I thought as I'm here I'd be silly not to come and enjoy the atmosphere.
Since you mentioned the breakfast marquee, what is the best and worst thing you ate this week?
I still can't get over just how big portions are in America. Maybe it's because I'm really small, but I don't know.
What is the biggest portion of food that you were served?
It was actually my mum came over. She flew from England to be here, and she ordered what was it the other day? Like a club sandwich. I have never seen so much food in my life on one plate.
Did it come with the chips and everything else on top of it?
It was just piled. I couldn't believe it. I was just
So you haven't gotten through a meal, I guess, right?
No, I can't finish one. It's too hard. And I can actually eat quite a lot for a small person. So.
Oh my God. Okay, one serious question, or sort of serious, but not too serious. Obviously, you've come here to America. You've made history as the first Australian-based rider to ride in the Breeders' Cup. You also happen to be a woman riding races in fields that are overwhelmingly filled with men, right? You were the only female rider in your race, I believe, and I don't know if there were any. Although Holly Doyle was here, who else was here? I think that might be it. For you, does that mean anything to you? And what do you think when people might kind of describe you as being a role model for other younger women?
For me, I admire. I think racing has a huge advantage in the way we're a sport that we compete on level terms, and it's probably not pushed enough that we do compete on level terms, and especially in Australia, I've noticed a big difference in the way the female jockeys are sort of approached in a way. We're just thought of as jockeys. It's very rare I'll actually be called a female jockey, which is something I'm quite proud of, and I know Holly's the same. I'm pretty sure I can speak for her in the way that we don't ever really think about it. Sometimes, obviously, after the race, you might have been the first female to win a certain race or something like that. And it's something to be proud of, and definitely something I wouldn't ignore afterwards, but it's not something that ever goes through my mind prior to the race.
And on the kind of role model thing, does that not even enter your mind? Because you're like, hey, I'm just doing something that I'm just doing. This is my job. I'm just doing it. Yeah,
it is just your job. I do like the fact that, I can be a role model for girls growing up, and I a big, pusher of trying to get more females into the sport and they realise that they can do it, and it's definitely possible. It just takes a bit of hard work, but it's no harder than anyone else. It's the same for everyone. So I love supporting, apprentices and any young females that want to come through into the sport. But I'm just kind of happy to sort of help, and it's nice to be thought of as a role model.
Love that. All right, unless you have another question for her, we'll probably let her go about her day here soon.
Yeah, you can just kick back and relax and enjoy. I mean, congratulations on, being here and what you've accomplished, and we'll keep watching what you continue to accomplish.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys.
Really
so
appreciate
much.
you. Thank you. All right, go get a cheeseburger with
Sounds good.
extra fries.
Thank you.
That's Rachel King, who, as she taps out, the person tapping in, you're not going to believe this, their last name? Also King.
Another King.
This is another King, from Rachel King to Laura King.
Another Queen.
And a queen. You're the queen.
I'm the Queen.
This is the other king coming in. How are you? Made it over. You're so busy, and you ran over. We had you wait for 10 minutes. Laura, by the way, for those who don't know, many years kind of associated with the Dubai Racing Club. You've seen her on TV, TV presenter. She's currently the managing editor at World Horse Racing. Laura, how the heck are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I feel like I should give you a hug, though. Give me a hug. It's been
It's
too
that
long.
kind of vibes. By the way, you guys have the spots.
Give me a hug.
Let's do hugging. Everything's
I
flying
haven't
away.
seen you in forever. How you doing?
It's lovely
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you.
And
I got
this is a
excited
great
to see
hat,
you.
by the way. This is a great hat.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is a spot. I love it over here. It's beachy. You've got drinks. You've got all sorts.
You need a drink?
Always.
Right now we just have water. Do you want a water?
That's not so exciting. No, this is great. I'm so happy. I love the Breeders' Cup. I absolutely love this meeting. You have to be careful what you say, but it's one of my favourites, let's say, in the world.
Well, that's fair. So look, there are 9 Breeders' Cup races today. We are 13 minutes from the first Breeders' Cup race, which will be the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. Obviously, I want you on here mostly to tell me about which international contenders have the best shot, right? That's the question you get all the time. But have you looked at this race? Can we dig into this race a little bit? And if not, Alexa could kind of set this up for us.
I actually have done quite a lot on this race
Let's
because
hear it.
I've been spending a little bit of time with the Judmont team, and there are 2 lovely fillies in here, Scylla and Pleasant, and both trainers have been realistic about their chances, should we say. Scylla obviously has a good chance. Pleasant, I think, has so much talent, but they've had a tricky time with her. And I'm a massive fan of Society. I love her. I think she's beautiful. I think she's so fast. So she's my pick. The upset of all time, it would be one of the Breeders' Cup's upset in the history would be Frost at Dawn.
Is that a pick you're making?
No, her trainer's very confident, and I love him for that. But come on, no, it can't happen.
I don't know her trainer. I see William Knight. Is that who?
He's a very, very good trainer.
Yeah.
He's very internationally thinking.
Okay.
She came to Dubai, and she really did so well over there. And she's both frosted, and she does go on the dirt. But as we all know, there's going on the dirt, and then there's taking on Americans on the dirt. There's 2 different things.
Well, you mentioned Society, Scylla. Let's take a look back briefly at what happens what happened when they last hooked
Money's
up.
gold at the top of the stretch. Scylla, Vava has room along the inside. They have to catch Society, who leads by a length coming to the 8th pole. Now it's a length and a half, now 2. Scylla trying her best. Vava along the inside 3rd, a 16th to run. And Society brought her A-game, and she's much the best in the ballerina under Tyler Gaffleone, scoring by 3.5 lengths. Scylla was 2nd.
Yeah, so there was Society, which your top pick, my top pick as well. Is it yours? Do you know?
Of course not.
Of course not. Okay, well, we'll get to you. I mean, what an impressive race there. And you see, like, in the stretch, just even though already winning, just like has another push, basically, another kick. I think good chance to even wire the field. Do you think Society will be the pace setter in here?
I just expecting her to do what she does best and just go.
Yeah, just go.
And, I feel like she kind of deserves a really big one.
Yeah.
Like, she's stuck around for a while now. I just love her. She's just one of those kind of heart on sleeve fillies, and she's super. I really hope she wins this.
I like the post position as well, because I do think she's one who just needs to get out and get a clean trip. So I'm glad, didn't draw the rail or anything like that. But I do think if we see the best of Society, that it will not be much contest against the rest in here. But I do like Vava, did Vava end up getting 2nd or 3rd in that race?
3rd, I believe, in that race, yep.
Yeah, I think Vava's run this distance 8 times and won 5 of them. So this is definitely like a specialty place for her to be at. How do you feel about Vava?
Vava is a great story, isn't she? Super confident, super engaging connections. She would be a really, really good result, I think, for to get the day off right. So, yeah, she's certainly in there with a chance. I wouldn't be putting anyone off her.
Here's the other thing about Vava. I mentioned this before the show started. There's a certain jockey who has won this race 4 of the last 7 years. His name is Irad Ortiz Jr. He's riding Vava. So if that means anything to you about him knowing which horse to pick in this race, because he could pretty much ride any horse that he wants ever.
This
He's
is
on
also
Baba.
a favorite race. Like, favorites have won this race 4 out of the last 5 and 7 out of the last 12. So, our big turf races are where we get a lot of prices and crazy things happening sometimes with all the Euros coming in. But this one might not be the one to try for a crazy price
Can I
based
try?
on history. You can try.
I'm going to
Tell
try.
us who you like.
I'm going to go with number 2.
Oh, that was my best long
Magic
shot.
Filly
Okay.
At 10-1.
Yeah.
So she wins her first race, also known as her maiden race. So she wins. And the horse that she beat came back to win next out by 5 lengths, a pretty sizable distance. Now, facing winning horses in her next start, she wins by 7. She posts a big number there. She stepped up. She beat older horses in her most recent race. I think a lot of people are overlooking it. It was a small field. She just seems to me like the kind of horse that could be sitting behind a potential pace battle between the horse you like, Society, and a horse that we haven't mentioned yet, which is number 9, Ways and Means, who's got a good bit of speed. Now, I don't think they're going to necessarily knock heads, but there are a few other horses in here, including the 3-horse Pleasant, who has some speed. I think the pace is going to be fairly honest, and I think that one Magic Filly could sit just off. And make a move at 10-1. Of all the horses we just mentioned, Ways and Means is 2-1, Society's 5-2, Vava's 7-2. If I can have 10-1 on one Magic Filly, even though she hasn't gotten to that level yet, I would take that shot.
She's tactical though,
Yep.
and that's really important. So she's can be on the front or sitting off, which I think will be really valuable in here. Her figures are fast enough to compete at this level. She just hasn't really competed at this level yet. So this is a big day, big time to test it.
Big ass. You got to step up in class sometime.
Yeah.
Why not today?
Yeah.
I love your definition of a crazy price, by the way. 10-1 is not a crazy price where I'm from. What on earth? Crazy. I thought you were going to give me something at 60s. I was like, no, I'm interested.
Yeah, well, says the person who refused to officially back the 35-1 shot.
I can't. I love her, and I love that they're being so ballsy, but no, it doesn't happen, does it? Sure.
No.
If it does, you're going to need the camera on me because I'm going to go ballistic.
All right, well, Frankie's off to a good start today. He's doing well so far. So Frankie's riding Frost at Dawn. Just to round out the field, a couple other horses here. The 10 that you mentioned, Scylla, is taking some money, is 6-1 right now. Mike Smith, the all-time wins leader at the Breeders' Cup with 27 wins, looking to add to that total as he watches Irad Ortiz creep up on him with 20 wins. And I would imagine Irad's going to pick up at least a couple today. So, all right. We've got 6 minutes to this first race of first Breeders' Cup race of the day. Let's just real quick, while we have you, kind of run through a couple of your favorite plays today. Throughout the day. Who do you got?
So all week I've been telling everyone that my favourite horse of the week is JRB, who actually is trained around about a mile from where I live at home in a very...
We had Sean Levy on with us yesterday.
Well, Sean is a very, very good jockey, very underrated actually. I love this horse. My only slight concern is the connections don't seem to share my confidence. I'm not getting really
Never a good
bullish
sign.
vibes from Brian Meehan, but then he's not the most bullish sort of chap. We'll blow past that. But this horse is so talented. He's done very little wrong. He's had this race in mind since he won the Fielden in like May or something, right back at the start of the year. And Rebel's Romance is a very, very good horse. We know that. What he's actually achieved is phenomenal, especially bearing in mind he had like a year off at one point.
Yeah.
But he's kind of got one go. Mm-hmm. And William will have to commit at a certain point. I'm hoping JRB comes and mugs him.
Okay.
So I've been telling him telling anyone who will listen all week that this is my horse, so I can't desert him now, can I?
No, and that's race 7, the Breeders' Cup
The
Turf.
Turf.
Number 5, JRB.
There are a couple of other interesting horses in this race. I was high on Emily Upjohn, but then I'm
high on Emily Upjohn.
But then again, speaking of connections not being super excited, I mean, they're like, oh, it's her last race, whatever she does, she does. That's kind of the feel I got from them.
But they could have put her in a different race. They chose to have her in here. So
I think on form and getting firm ground, I think she's going to be great. But
I really like her.
She was second to the ARC winner, arguably with a different sort of ride. She might have won. She's very, very smart, but I don't know that she's the horse she was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
That's my concern with Emily Upjohn. A very well-respected trainer who doesn't train this horse described her as matronly earlier on this season. I really enjoyed it as a quote. But Frankie's on board, and Frankie just has a way of changing scripts.
Yeah.
So I'm not brave enough to go against her, except that I am, because JRB just beats her.
Yeah. My question for her is the distance, too, because she seemed to kind of be fading in the last few. So that's my question. But I really do like her, but matronly isn't what you want to hear about your super 4-star before they take
That
to
was
the
a few
track.
months ago, and a few people this morning have said to me, "Oh, she's been looking so good this week." But I was a little bit surprised to see her as prominent as she was certainly in the international market.
Yeah.
Any I always struggle saying the name Shahryar or
Shahryar.
Shahryar.
What do you think of that horse?
He's a bit unlucky here last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Probably his last run. He's a cool horse. He's super popular.
Yeah.
He's obviously won a Shima Classic, possibly not the strongest Shima Classic we've had in recent years. I just think he's gonna be just under again.
Okay.
Third or fourth for him. He's had quite a few tries at the top table now. I just think he's going to find it a couple too strong.
Okay.
He has earned almost $10 million though, so he is the
he's
top
not too bad.
earner in the field. I mean,
Good little career, yeah.
good little career, and maybe go out with a bang here and at least pick up. I actually like him to pick up. Actually, in my exacta.
Okay.
I really like Rebels
As
Romance.
like-
I think Rebels Romance is going to be very, very tough.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I mean, he's had a beautiful prep. He ran a great race in the King George. He came here off the Price Run Europa run. They've used that before as a kind of bouncing off race to this. Charlie Appleby has some serious chances today. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't go home with a winner or probably two.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, Shahryar, Emily Upjohn, and Rebels Romance, I think and Jeremy create kind of a fun exotic play in there to get some value out of the race.
Speaking of exotic plays, I am once again betting my ass off right now as we're having this discussion.
You got to tell us before the race this time because that was some BS yesterday.
I'm gonna tell-
by the way, I just won $3,000 I didn't tell you about.
Let me tell you. By the way, are you okay staying with us to watch this race, or do you
Very
need to head
happy
out?
staying
Okay,
here, don't
all
worry
right.
about
So
me.
we got you for another minute. What I'm betting right now are mostly combinations, keying the 2, 1 Magic Filly with 4, 8, and 9. The 8 is a long shot I didn't mention, so that's one that you may want to look at. That's 17-1.
Soul of an Angel, who's
Soul
a
of an
closer
Angel.
in here. So
Yep.
I think that could be a good makeup because there should be some pace to run at.
Makes sense underneath, I think, entirely.
I think so as well.
And I played one ticket where I included Laura's Frost at Dawn because I will not be able to live with myself if that horse hits the board.
Oh, come on, please. Come on, Frosty. That's what she's called to her friends.
We're going to believe that's just what you call her. So I think
No.
that's
Abby Pierce, who rides the horse, she loves her. She calls her Frosty.
All right. We'll take that.
Well, now I need to make a bet.
There you go. Well, while you're betting, Laura, any others that stand out to you today? Maybe a big price play that you think, hey, take. You've given us one here, but any other big price play the rest of the day?
Izzy Vungu Vungu.
Oh, wow, that was brave that you even
Izzy
said
Vungu
it.
Vungu. Now, Mike de Kock, one of the best trainers ever from South Africa. He put the place on the map. He's here randomly because he loves a South African challenge. Obviously, Graham Motion trains the horse. Graham's fantastic.
He is.
Mike said this is the best horse to come out of South Africa since Shay Shay. Best sprinter
Wow,
to come out of
okay.
South Africa since Shay Shay. Now, that is big words. That horse shouldn't be the price he is. And look, I'm not saying he's going to win. I know he won at Colonial last time. He's a good horse. He's with a good trainer. I think he can run a huge race at his odds. So yeah, he's one for me at a fancy price.
I like that. That is a big price. All right. Well, I think we've asked you for as much as we can. What did you think of Lake Victoria? Yes, I mean obviously you were impressed, but what did you? Because I was like, she's got the rail. She's going to get a lot of pressure. She's going to get shuffled back. All of that happened, and then she still won.
She's very
Without
good,
even-
isn't she? And I think I've been to her last three wins, and it seems like she hasn't really captured the public imagination yet. Like, she's so good.
Yeah.
And an interesting question came up in the post-race press conference yesterday, and someone said to Charlie, no, that would be odd. Someone said to Aidan O'Brien, the horse's trainer, is she better than the Colts? And he very quickly pointed out that he's had a couple of Grade 1 winners with Colts in the last couple of weeks. But I think she's kind of on that sort of playing field with them. It's whether she trains on. I mean, she's so good now.
Right.
So we'll find out in May. She goes right to the English 1,000 guineas, as far as we're aware. And it was I think the story of yesterday really that she overcame that adversity, and it just shows again what a well-oiled machine the whole Aidan O'Brien operation is.
Yep. They are just about to load into the gate for the Filly and Mare Sprint. As we mentioned yesterday, the viewers here, if you were looking for the races themselves, we are not contractually allowed to show you the races. We can react to them, we can call them in real time, but we cannot actually show you the races.
Today? Am I
you can watch them. You could try NBC, Peacock, if you want to see the races, but keep us on, obviously, for all the handicapping and insights along the way. All right, so they're going into the gate. Do you want me to pull this up for you here? And Laura, we got to talk some World Horse Racing after this. You got to tell us more and our viewers more about what you guys do at World Horse Racing.
I can do that, no problem.
All right, so this is the. Here, I'm going to just pull it up so it's a little easier to track here. I'm going to pull it up here so it's all on one page.
Okay.
All right. This is going to be. Laura, have you ever called a race?
Funnily enough, I have, yeah.
Call it?
You want to try it?
Oh, I can have a go. I might be terrible.
Here, it's right here.
All right, so we're away. Frost at Dawn in stall 1, off to the right, a little bit jinxed coming out of the gate. Right at the back at this stage is Soul of an Angel, I think, right at the back of the field. Taking them along, though, as you would expect, is Society. Society in front for Tyler Gaffalione. The 2 Jubmont fillies tracking her, though, in the pink cap is Silla, just a little bit wider of the one on the rail, which is Pleasant, going along really nicely now for jockey Juan Hernandez. In behind those... Awesome others. One Magic filly in there.
Assorted horses.
Vava looks like is that Vava going backwards at the moment? Frost at Dawn on the rail, going okay at the moment. The one who's really struggling looks to me to be Soul Soul of an Angel right at the back. A little bit.
Closer. It's the closer. He's starting to move.
I'm worried about One Magic Filly. That's what I'm worried about.
Philly's kind of boxed in, though.
This isn't easy for them, is it? There's Society still up front, but no one's been given an easy lead now. Is that Ways and Means coming through? Yeah, Ways and Means coming through. It's hard work. On the outside is
Come on,
Silla.
find some room with One Magic Filly.
Oh, I think it could be Silla.
Silla. Oh, they're bumping.
They're battling.
Get out with the 2.
Silla and Pleasant.
Oh, get out with this 2. Oh, look at the 8.
Society.
Look at the 8. The 8's going to come over the top. This long shot.
Gosh.
I bet the wrong long shot.
From the back.
I bet the wrong long shot. No.
I included it, but I don't think I had second.
Oh.
Wait, who got second?
Oh, that was brutal. I bet the wrong long shot.
I had the 8 on top of my try.
Wow, that was a
with
race
the
of changing
8-9.
fortunes. She was tailed off for most of it, wasn't she?
20 to
Either
1.
that or I completely called the wrong horse.
Who?
No, that's Soul of an Angel.
Now, who finished second? Because the Soul of an Angel wins at 19 to 1.
Think Pleasant, but I'm not sure.
So I had the 8 over the 6. Over
I have the 8 over the
2,
9
4,
for an
8, 9.
exact. So you need the 6 in second?
I don't think I did get it, though.
Oh, my God. So if Pleasant came second at 14 to 1, yeah, this price is going to be insane. So 8 Soul of an Angel wins.
At 19
we'll wait for the photo on who finished second, third, and fourth.
I am really impressed, actually, by Society's run there. I mean, really, still kept coming, though.
Yeah,
She was brave.
Yeah, they were tired up front. They'd gone fast.
really
They
were.
pressured each other, and we talked about looking for a horse who could sit off a little bit. This 8
Sat
horse,
off a lot of it. Look
Soul
at
of an Angel. You thought the horse was done, and she looked
did.
done. She looked done.
Yeah.
She was so far back, but they went fast enough to where there was enough there. Good story
Look
here.
at her there, though.
Yeah, good story here. Drayden Van Dyke rides the winner. He has had a very up and down past couple of years. He's gone through some sort of personal issues, and so. To get back in the winner's circle here on Breeders' Cup Day to kick things off Breeders' Cup Saturday, that's massive for Drayden Van Dyke. So happy for him. All right, we're still waiting on the final order of finish here. See if we could find.
Do we think it was Silla?
It was Pleasant. In the green cap.
Let's see.
What does this tell us for the rest of the day, though? That if
and you were talking about like the dirt races. We thought this would be formful to start the day. Vava never really had it today, which is a little disappointing.
Yeah, disappointing.
Let's see.
All right.
Ways and Means was there between horses as well. I needed Ways and Means for second. I don't think it's happening. No, it's either 3 or 6. It's the 3. That's.
It's Society, no?
You think it's Society? I thought it was the
It was
inside.
Society.
I'm going to miss my try regardless because I didn't have that 3. Who was the 3?
The 3 is Pleasant.
Pleasant.
So another price. If it's the 3, it's 14 to 1. It's 19 to 1 over 14 to 1. If it's Society, it's.
Did you have the 3 in your exacta?
I did not. No, I did
have the
not.
6.
So, but if the 6 is second, you hit the try.
No, I didn't have the 3 at
Oh,
the
you didn't have
bottom,
the
but
3 behind.
I had
okay.
the 8-6.
Oh man. It is the 6, which makes it more painful.
Death.
Sorry. Sorry. Society finishes second behind Soul of an Angel. I should have listened to you both on Society. I don't know how I left Society out of my exacta.
You didn't include Society?
No, I even I went 2, 4, 8, 9. I used Vava instead of Society. So
Wow, that was bold.
yeah, I have Soul of an Angel on all these tickets, but just did not have Society, which was dumb. I used Society in my trifecta, but not in my exacta.
Well, I
Doing way
flipped
too
my
much.
try, but I didn't flip my exacta to have Society in second.
No, you definitely had the more painful beat there.
That's a bad beat, but that's okay. We got more to come.
We got more to come. Laura,
Is it one of those days? Is it going to be a day of upsets?
I think there were. Last time Breeders' Cup was here, there were a ton of upsets.
Yeah. It is a track that does sort of lend itself to that, doesn't it, with the short stretch and everything?
And it's been, I feel like the track has been playing pretty fair. So when they've gone fast, they've come back to them. And when horses have kind of gotten away, like the 2 Baffert horses yesterday and the Juvenile did, it was hard. It was hard to get them. So I think the track's playing pretty fair. World Horse Racing. For those of you who don't know, on social media, if you follow on any social media platform, World Horse Racing is doing massive things. Tell us a little bit more about it. We
kind of do what you guys do, really. We try to tell the stories that maybe people aren't looking at. We're all focusing on the winner, aren't we? We're all focusing on the trainer. We're all asking people whether they think they're going to win. We want to champion the grooms, the people that are there every day. And you guys do that so well as well. And that's what we're trying to do, turn the camera the other way, maybe on some of the stories that aren't getting out there. And we try and get as close as we can to the action, which obviously is difficult, especially at big meetings such as this. But yeah, we're very proud of it. We are truly global. We have a team of 4 people and 5 people in Melbourne right now.
Okay.
So we're very much like, are we done from Del Mar? Right, then Melbourne go, and it's like that. So it's a lot of fun. And yeah, it's just trying to just put a slightly different lens on things.
Yeah. You get to do a job, like you said, that we get to do, which is where we get to take people behind the scenes, tell really cool stories. And I can't tell you how often people are like, oh my God, you have the greatest job in the world. And honestly, I think I do. And I know that there are a lot of people who, really enjoy working with us because we are here to shine a positive spotlight on the sport. And you don't really have to try that hard. Like, the stories are all over the place.
That's why I love America, because people over here are generally pretty happy to tell you their stories, whereas in England we don't like talking to people. We're incredibly standoffish, and I'll be the first to admit that.
A bigger commentary on it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard work. But look, we have had some great stories this year with some of the grooms in England and things like that. But yeah, it's a job that takes us around the world. Breeders' Cup is very much a focus for us. So is Royal Ascot, so is Goodwood, so is Melbourne, so is Hong Kong. So they're the big meetings for us, but we try and get to as many places as we can.
Yeah. It's good stuff. If people want to follow World Horse Racing, where do they find you exactly?
WHR or World Horse Racing on everything. We're on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. What am I missing? Loads of them. Instagram, it's a pretty big one. Yeah. We don't do much handicapping, though. Maybe we should start.
Yeah, people like that. I mean, if you want to attract, this kind of group,
It's a bit of fun. This has been great fun. Yeah, hopefully my picks will go a bit better from now on.
That was a tough race.
Yeah.
That was a tough race.
100 to 1 on the exacta.
So you had to do it to yourself.
Oh.
The solo, yeah, it is.
1,400 to 1 on the try.
Yeah, that was a miss. And in a short field.
But you know what? I would never have included Pleasant, so I can't really.
Yeah, unless you went like all in the last spot.
Which I don't do that like you.
Yeah, I like doing that occasionally, especially if I've got a long shot on top. I'm like, well, let's get, because I can't have the first 2 and then miss, a 50 to 1 in third, which is,
What just happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right, Laura, we're going to let you get back to life and the rest of this party.
So much.
Thank you. So, by the way, for those who just tuned in, you gave a couple of horses that you like today. They are?
I gave you JRB in the turf. I didn't give you Notable Speech. I'll give you that as a little freebie.
Okay.
Notable Speech will win the mile. And I gave you Izzy Vunga Vungle. That's not how you say it in the race coming up right now, actually.
Love it. All right. Laura King, World Horse Racing, you are the best. And miss seeing you. It's great to see you.
It's been great fun. Thank you, guys.
All right, awesome. All right, look, we try to do our best to dress like, some real professionals here, but at the end of the day, we love throwing on our T-shirts, hats, and you can actually get sports coats made now at Old Smoke. And so just this weekend, Old Smoke, our friends over there, offering us 15% off everything.
No way.
Everything.
No.
Everything. And we won't remind you about this again. So take note now, oldsmokeclothing.com. Use promo code ABR15 Old Smoke. One word, ABR15 Old Smoke. one guy who always brings the heat and wants all the smoke is with us right now. Dude, how was that walkover, first of all? By the way, Jordan Miller here, joining us from Canada. Jordan, how was the walkover? It couldn't have been nice.
No, it was okay. I mean, they wanted to stop us from coming over. I told them who you were. They still wouldn't let me over.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah. Drop and Dan didn't do it for you.
That was your first mistake. But you've wisely brought beer today because the liquor shop that we went to yesterday to load up, they were closed this morning. I don't know, maybe it was a Saturday closed.
Oh, it makes sense. We went for a sandwich earlier and they didn't have bread, so.
Love that. Naturally, that's what happens. I've asked. We had a guest. We had Rachel King who came in to ride from Australia. We had her on. I asked her in terms of the food, best and worst. You haven't come from quite as far, but when you eat here stateside, when you go out to eat, what stands out to you all the time?
The portions are 3 times bigger than Canada.
Same thing she said.
And half the price.
Same exact thing she said. Jordan, I was just telling Alexa before you came on that you're a jockey agent. A lot of our viewers may recognize you from our shows up at Woodbine. Just tell us a little bit more about yourself, and beyond that, you're a pretty spectacular handicapper, as I've come to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in horse racing, and my grandparents were in it on both sides. Both my parents were trainers and exercise riders, and I grew up around the barn, and I always wanted to be in horse racing, and I galloped for a number of years, and I'd owned a few horses, trained a few horses for myself, and I worked on the starting gate. I was a valet, and then I ended up switching into being an agent about 7-8 years ago. And
you represent Sofia Vivas?
Sofia Vivas, yes, up at Woodbine. Yep. And then we're looking to we'll be going down to Aqueduct for the winter, so watching us for there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is that breaking news? Tell us it is.
No, it is kind of, but I mean, we were talking about it, and we kind of just put all the wheels in motion, and that's where we'll be for the winter.
That's
so explain to our viewers who might not know what exactly a jockey agent is and does.
Basically, I'm just the go-between for trying to just negotiate with the trainers and owners and try to figure out which horses that I want to put my jockey on that have the best chance, and I just approach them and try to persuade them to use my jockey.
What methods of persuasion?
I'll keep that between me and the owners and trainers.
Oh my God! No, but it's like it's an art form, right? I mean, because you have to know.
It's a lot of juggling. It's a lot of homework, a lot of numbers, and it's just a giant PR game that just never stops.
Yep. Well, you never stop when it comes to handicapping. I've seen you spot horses that I would have never even dreamed of finding. There are 8 Breeders' Cup races left. You'll be with us for a little while here as we head into the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. There's currently 27 minutes until that race. I like a horse there. I'm seeing 3 to 5. I don't even really need to look at who the horse is. We know that's going to be Cogburn in this race. Yeah. 3 to 5 in a 12-horse race on a weekend where we've already seen big prices come in. The only real favorite to kind of dominate was Lake Victoria, who we knew was a standout. Cogburn, a really nice horse. If I know you, Jordan, you're not. You're going to look for a creative way to probably make some money this race.
To be honest with you, he is definitely the horse to beat. I mean, it's all the break. To me, if this horse makes it to the lead, it's game over. But it's horse racing, and anything can happen. As we saw with Brendan's horse yesterday, stumbled leaving the gate, and that was the end of that horse's race, and it changed the whole race complexion right from the beginning. So, if this horse gets out of the gate well, he should go wire to wire. But as far as the aspects of the betting, you're probably having to single him in the multi-legs. That pick 5 just started that last race. It was kind of a wide open race. You got a 20 to 1 shot. If you had that horse, maybe you got this horse singled. And
are you still alive?
Yeah.
I knew you had a little glow to you. I could tell. I could tell.
So and the other way would be, pick a straight exactor. If you like another horse, instead of betting that other horse to place, you play a straight exactor, and you're going to get tenfold on the money instead of betting the horse to place.
How are you seeing this race so far, Alexa?
Well, I agree that Cogburn's going to be really tough, but I think there's some good value in here. I actually like the 2, Notorious, and we're getting 14-1 odds right now. I mean, we still have 26 minutes for all the pools to keep flowing in, and that might go down. Morning line was 8-1, but he was the favorite in last year's edition of this race, and
horse for course, 3 for 3 at Del Mar.
Yeah, and in that race, he got caught in traffic and got like super boxed in, and was only 1.5 lengths behind the winner No Balls. So, it's not like he had a terrible performance or anything. And when you get boxed in on, a short race like this, it's just the brakes. But I think he slays at Del Mar, like you said. This is his place.
The juvenile
He's in
sprint,
good form.
The juvenile turf sprint came from way off the pace yesterday.
Yeah, so I think Motorius, I, again, would need to include it with Cogburn in my wagers. I'm not going to fade Cogburn.
Yeah.
But I think you can use that. I think
I'm going to fade Cogburn.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are. I'm not even surprised. You say it like it's
I mean,
sneaky.
this is the weekend. I'm not, I'm not going to, what am I doing here? I mean, I came here to bet 3 to 5. I mean, give me a break.
There's no horse you're going to talk anybody off of the whole weekend. Were you guys on the air for the race 1 for today?
No, we weren't. No.
Did you watch?
No, what happened?
The race?
No.
There was a horse that had been off for 18 months, 7-year-old at multiple breaks, only like 6 races in his life.
Won?
And win easy.
Oh my God.
30-1.
Really?
Yeah. So this is the kind of weekend where you can't argue anybody off of any selection.
No, I'll never talk you off of a long shot. Absolutely.
Right. Well,
another one I like those, the 6 Star of Mystery.
Right, that's my top pick.
That's your top pick. Okay. Yeah. Well, kind of a bummer. You're getting 5-1 right now instead of the morning line at 10-1. So it seems like more than you are onto it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm just going to show you a replay of this horse's last race. I want you to hear a call of where this horse is as they turn for home, and you could just hear it in the track announcer's voice, too.
Future is now third toward the inside. Elm Drive, fourth on the outside, 5 lengths off the lead. They turn for home. Star of Mystery is last off the far turn. Stone Silent chased by Future is now, who comes to the outside. Future is now coming after Stone Silent. The final furlong, Pandora's Gift goes to third, and then Pipsy is fourth. Future is now has the lead in deep stretch. It is Future is now in front. Future is home in front.
So the horse who wins that race was, obviously not taking nearly as much pressure, and that they weren't going nearly as fast as I think they're going to be going today. Cogburn obviously is a superior horse and could probably sustain a lot of pressure and should be fine. I don't think he's going to completely fade out of the picture, but that close right there, this is one of my best bets of the day, Star of Mystery.
Does it not worry you that cutting back from 5.5 to 5?
I mean, it does. It does a little bit. I just think the pace will be so healthy and so fast. I took notes here on all the horses who have speed and who I thought could press. I think we're going to have a scenario in which, and 5, look, horses, I mean, they're not going to fully back up, right? But I do think that there's going to be an opportunity for a horse to come from off the pace. And I think in terms of closing kick, that's one who visually, at least, the closing kick there was just too much for me not to take notice. So yeah, look, the cutback is not ideal. But if they're going 6 or 7, right? Like, I don't know if they're going that fast. So it's one of those things where I think they're probably going even faster up front because it's 5.
Have you taken a run at pronouncing the name of the 10 horse yet?
Okay. Oh, is that the one that Laura did?
Yeah,
I can't do that. She did it. She did it with a confidence, and I think you have to.
Guvungu, isi vungu.
You have to say it and just own it.
You say it.
No, thank you.
I feel tricked.
All right. So, how are you betting this race, Jordan?
I'm just going to roll with my pick 5.
You roll with your pick 5?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
if he wins, great. I mean, there's no other really way that I want to be a part of it. So
okay.
I'm just going to.
How deep are you in this?
Just single.
You're single too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just a single him, and took 2 in the next, and then a little bit deeper in the last 2.
Okay.
You got a good start to it. 20-1.
Yeah. I mean, that's.
Heyo.
Yeah, you're in decent shape. Let's not knock on wood. All right. Throughout the card, as you look through the rest of the card for the viewers watching, is there a horse, 2 horses, 3 horses you got your eyes on that they should absolutely jump on?
Well, with the scratches and the distaff, I'm kind of been intrigued by Candied. I mean, draws the fence. There's no real speed in the race. Blinkers on. You know, Torpedo Anna, she doesn't want the lead, but she'll be forwardly placed. I can see a scenario where that IRAD puts that horse on the lead, and there's not a ton of pressure.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'll tell you why. Because I really like Alice Verite, who has speed. Okay. And so I was hoping that Alice Verite would be the horse that sneaks away.
Yeah. I mean, it could. I just, you know, just leaning on the North America speed versus the overseas speed, and just, you know, those connections. You know, Todd's not gonna put blinkers on a horse, I don't think, without a goal in mind.
True.
And then I think drawing the fence, and then 3 more scratches, kind of. I don't know. It was just an idea.
I like it.
Let's be honest. Anna's going to be 2 to 5. 2 to 5 probably. Somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking 3 to 5, but still, not much higher than that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's a little bit of value where, if even though Candide's 15 to 1 morning line, if it happens to win in a multi-leg wager, she plays like 40 to 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I don't know if we're gonna. You think we'll keep those odds on Candide though?
No, but it'll play like that
in the multis.
You know what I mean? Because
I would think a lot of people are singling. Obviously,
people are going to single Anna. If they go from there, they're going to go to Raging Sea. It takes a while to work your way down, unless you really like Candide. It takes a while to get down to her.
Candide's my 3rd pick in that one, behind Anna and Raging Sea. So
Alice Verite for you?
Actually, that would be my 4th pick.
Is that right?
So,
okay. All right.
So not too crazy off. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, the Japanese contingent. Really
it's early. It's 5 races in. We're not gonna completely write.
Never raced on dirt.
Oh, I mean, I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah,
okay.
I am.
What about the Classic?
That's a good question. I'm pretty I stated my Classic pick yesterday.
What was that?
With Ushba Tesoro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you?
I'm gonna go a little value. I'm gonna try for Arthur's Ride.
Arthur's Ride.
You know,
you like speed.
Yeah, for that race, for that race especially. I mean, going back years, normally it's the forwardly placed horses that do win that race, and you know he'd win that very impressive 2 starts back. That last race, you know, he came back kind of quicker. Mm-hmm. I know the connections had said that they were either going to go in that race or wait for another run and run quicker back from there to the Breeders' Cup. Mm-hmm. But instead, he came out of his big win at Saratoga. There was 1 more race at Saratoga for him, so they went back quicker that way and gave more time training into this one.
Yep.
And also that day, Highland Falls jumped on him early, right?
Pressure, yep.
So put the pressure to him early, which obviously he didn't like. You know, you have a rider change, Pratt to Saez for Highland Falls. Maybe that's not how they ride him this time, who knows, but I'd hate to see Arthur's Ride be a length and half, 2 lengths in front in the first turn and not be on him.
Right.
So
yeah, no, he
to
could.
Me, that's a situation that could happen.
Yep.
And after that, I mean, Fierceness is a great horse.
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming with him.
Yeah.
You know, he could win this race by 3 lengths and everyone would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or he could run 10th and people would be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. I wouldn't be surprised if he finished way out of it.
What's thoughts on Forever Young?
I like Forever Young. I mean, I think, you know, the horse has been everywhere, right? And has really hasn't run a bad race. So, you know, look, I hesitate taking the 3-year-olds against older in this race. I know they've won, but overwhelmingly, I think it's something like 18 of the last 25 were 4 or 5-year-olds. And I know that the game's a little different now, right? I mean, you don't see as many, you know.
So if Sierra Leone doesn't lay all over him and he wins the Derby and he's an undefeated horse coming into here, do you think about him differently?
Yeah, because I think you have to be almost a generational talent as a 3-year-old twin, like American Pharoah, you know, Arrogate. Those are the horses that could win the Classic. You know, well, Arrogate may have been older.
Either?
Yeah, what's that?
You don't like Fierceness either?
I mean, I think Fierceness will be in the mix. You know, like I just think like to actually win the race as a 3-year-old, you've got to be pretty special. I think Fierceness is pretty special. I think Forever Young's pretty special, but they have to prove that they're they need to sort of cement themselves here. There are enough questions there, and I feel like this field is pretty deep. Like this field feels feels like one of the best Classic fields we've had in a long time.
I agree.
And
controversial opinion.
Let's hear it.
I'm really high on Next. I know I've said this. I really like Next.
You got it. Yeah.
I like City of Troy. as well. I mean, that's probably my favorite to win, but for a price horse, I'm a fan of Next. I think that horse is just a rocket.
Yeah.
I mean, like a rocket, and we have not seen the ceiling of this horse yet by any means, I don't think. And I bet it last year, or no, not last year, 2 years ago at Keeneland on the undercard of the Breeders' Cup. And it was my best bet of the whole weekend.
Right.
We won it like 5 or 6 to 1, and we've never seen those odds again until probably today. I think morning line was like 10 to 1.
Yeah.
I think he'll be longer than
morning
that.
line 8 to 1, and I think it's going to go off long. And I think
it's 20 to 1 in my mind, at least.
Yeah.
I think whenever
you get
they
the fanfare money,
ask him, whenever they ask him to rise to the occasion, he just does.
Yep.
And so I know that some of those fractions of the races he's had haven't been, they've been maybe a little bit easy, but I still think.
And you can argue that he's a very fresh horse because they haven't gone to the bottom of the tank.
Hasn't
once.
been asked ever.
Not once.
Ever. I mean, the
he's literally
last
gone
races,
out.
he's won by like 22 lengths, 25 lengths, 11 lengths.
Every single race this year.
He just goes. He just goes.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if he wins, if he wins, sort of handily somehow, like, people are going to be like, why the hell did we overthink this? This horse has won like his last 7 races by combined 91 lengths.
How many times do you see horses cutting back in distance by a quarter mile to run in the Classic? Normally it's, do they get the mile and a quarter?
And we're all like overanalyzing this, and this horse is like so fit
You
and,
are.
and
He's so
unchallenged.
fit and unchallenged. I don't. I say Next, and they're like, really? And I'm like, what is it?
Yep.
No, like I want to see a celebration from you. That would be your horse. I could just see you just letting it, like just exploding. Like that would be like.
I would, because I've touted it so much too.
No, I love it. Jordan, we've got a couple of guests on deck. We're gonna bring them on here in a second.
Awesome.
Before we let you go, any other horses you're holding in your back pocket?
If anything, it'd be Cinderella's Dream.
Okay, I like that. I like that call a lot.
If anything, she was very highly regarded when she came over. Both the races were very impressive. Nice post. She's going to save ground. Just if you find a little bit of a trip, I think that's the best horse in that race for sure.
Well, thank you for breaking the news about Sofia Vivas moving to New York. We love that, that you broke it here with us.
Sounds good. And thanks for not helping me get over here anyway.
Dude, I've got no pull out here, man. I can't do anything. I'm useless. I'm just trying to get through these next couple hours.
Awesome.
We love you, man. Thank you
Good
very
luck
much.
in your pick 5.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Good luck, man. Yeah,
Good
definitely
talk.
close that out. Close that ticket out.
Take care.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Jordan Miller right there. Greg had asked me to play a video. I can't remember which one it was. Which one was it? Doesn't matter now. Well, we did talk about fierceness for a second. So why don't I play the fierceness video, because I love the Frank Miramati call here. But we're going to show you some of the highlights this year from Fierceness, who is, of course, your leading contender to be top 3-year-old this year and is trying to win the Breeders' Cup Classic today.
And the showdown we've been waiting for. Fierceness drifts out. Sierra Leone is coming at him. And in between them, Batten Down is running the race of his life. Sierra Leone hugs the rail. Fierceness, though, still has the lead at the 16th pole. They'll come for the wire, and it's still Fierceness. Fierceness is going to hold on. Fierceness has won the Jim Dandy presented by Mohegan Sun. The new leader, Fierceness, 3/4 in 1:11.3. They're at the top of the stretch, and Fierceness takes command. Sierra Leone is coming with his run on the outside of Torpedo Anna, who's currently second. They're in the final furlong. Johnny V asking Fierceness for everything he has. 3-length lead. Torpedo Anna running her heart out and coming with every stride. Fierceness, Torpedo Anna in an absolutely dramatic conclusion. The champ is back.
Oh, Frank Miramati with the call. Love that call. And I love these new additions to the set. Welcome
has been
in.
transformed. Back here, and I brought a special guest with me, you guys.
Hi, guys.
I never show up empty-handed. We got Alex Rossi, IndyCar driver and thoroughbred owner, I might add.
Like that. We like that.
And we just came straight from the action. You want to take our guests through what you've been up to today?
Sure. So first of all, I got here on Thursday. This is now my fourth horse event in 2024, which is 400% more than I thought I was going to do in 2024. And it keeps getting better and better. The more I understand, the more I learn, and the more I appreciate the sport. So we've been looking forward to this event. Obviously, being from California, I've known about the Breeders' Cup for quite some time, but to experience it in person has been nothing short of spectacular. So yes, as you said, we came from the paddock. We watched a West Point horse kind of get paraded around and got to spend a little bit of time with the owners and to hear about her story, and then got to go watch her race. So it's been such a cool thing to be a part of, and just so thankful to everyone at America's Best for bringing me along and letting me be a part of it.
It's awesome. What you mentioned to me earlier, I think the one thing that stood out to you from the second you got here was that this is different from Saratoga. It's different from the Kentucky Derby week and Kentucky Oaks that you went to. Kind of explain to me, because a lot of our viewers have never been to the Breeders' Cup, and they haven't been to some of the races that you've been through. What was your impression of sort of each stop you've made along the way, and then the Breeders' Cup?
So here's the thing about this: it's a global event, obviously, and it's a production, right? Which is amazing. It's beautiful to look at. The level of a show that they put on is second to none. But then what's so cool that I've learned about horse racing, it's very similar to motorsports as well, is like you go to some of these other tracks that maybe have a little bit more history or are in quainter towns, right? And you get a completely different experience and a different feel from it. And, there's pros and cons to both. They're each unique and amazing in their own right. But yes, certainly the production level here is amazing, and it's very clearly a global event that has a huge amount of interest worldwide, and to experience that firsthand is very special.
And the last time that you were at a horse race, I believe, was your own. It
was, yeah.
When was that, and how did it go?
So that was actually like 2 days after my birthday, so end of September. It was in Churchill. We went to an IU football game. Indiana University Hoosiers are good at football now, which is wild to say. And then we drove south to Louisville. And let me tell you, I was more nervous in the 30 minutes leading up to that than I am before my own races. Like,
there's
wow.
nothing like it, is there?
It's unbelievable.
It's
like, I met this animal once, right? And like, it was in passing sort of thing. And you're just so like entrenched and committed to their success and well-being. And he finished third. It was a night race. It was muddy. He was on the rail, so there was a lot of things that were kind of stacked against him as a first time race for him. And he did amazing. Finished third, and he's actually racing again here in 2 weeks, November 16th, back at Churchill. I will be there, and very excited about it. Yeah.
Nice.
So everyone, that's Castle Run. He's trained by Cherie DeVoe. And over the summer at Saratoga, you got to meet him. Yeah. You got to hang with Cherie. He also got to meet Irad.
Did.
And Cherie and Irad were the team that saddled up West Point's horse Vava. Again, not the outcome that you would hope for, but still making it to this stage is an accomplishment in and of itself.
100%. And to meet some of the major players in this industry and to kind of have that connection for them. So many sports fans, right, want to have something that they can cheer for, that they can relate to, right? It's either a friend of a friend or someone they met once or whatever. And so to have that so early on, and kind of my love and passion for horse racing as it's developed is very cool. And I feel pretty lucky to be able to have those people that cheer for.
It's so different. Like, it's like owning your own sports team. Which normal people can't do that, like most people can't. But owning a racehorse, just the like pride and, excitement 100%. And joy that you have with your own horse is just, I think that's one thing that makes racing so special that people don't even see.
For sure. And so like I've actually brought some friends along to some various events that I've come to, and they are now just as passionate about it as I am, right? So it's
one of them standing behind the camera over there.
So we all love it. We all have introduced our own respective families to it. Like I brought my father here and his wife for his birthday, which was yesterday. So he's now seeing a horse race for his first time. So everyone that I can convince to come out, I'm trying to share my excitement for it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we absolutely love that. Yeah. You've like thrown yourself into it, and that's the thing. Like, we. America's Best Racing, I think we've been lucky this year in partnering with you and like Heather McMahon, who who's out there, who'll be on the show actually in a little bit, but Griffin Johnson, who also, like, you can tell when someone is drawn to the horse and is drawn to sort of the, like, if you're in it for just a day at the races having a drink, that's fine too, but in terms of I think we wanted to work with people who would like really throw themselves into it fully. And like, I can't thank you enough personally for really the way you've done that.
And Dan brings up a good point. I believe that today was the first time that you got to meet a lot of other fellow owners.
It was, yeah. So we all kind of came together this morning, and I had known Lindsay Zarniak for quite some time because came from the same sort of world.
Yeah.
But yes, certainly to meet Heather and Griffin has been very cool. And I asked them, so like, how did you get involved, and like, what's your experience been? And it's the same answer. They're like, I had no idea. This is the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. I love it, and I so hope to come to more. So it's something that I think appeals to a wide variety of people, right? Because it's ultimately all things that we love. Like, I think every human being loves animals, right? You love competition. You love being able to be a part of the action and to be up close to it. And horse racing kind of ticks all of those boxes. So not to mention, you come to a facility like this in Southern California in November and it's 69 degrees and sunny. It's pretty awesome.
So you've gotten like hooked on the ownership side and the spectator side. How about the handicapping and betting side? Has that
very bad? Very bad. Not good. I need a lot of help. We actually tried to all right. It's like in the beginning you're like, oh, I like that name, right? Or that horse has had past success or whatever, right? I'll tell you, I'm going to admit this, and it's pretty embarrassing. But like, I used to drive. The team that I drove for in IndyCar was Arrow McLaren, so it was orange papaya-ish colors. And so the very first time we went to a race in Keeneland in like March, I was like, oh my God, that horse is 7 and it's the same color as my car. I'm definitely betting on that horse.
Such a rarity.
Right, like that's it, right? Had no idea that 7's always orange. So I learned that now. But handicapping's very bad. I think I'm at a net loss in my betting career, but that's okay. We're still gonna keep trying.
Exactly. Lots of time today.
Not gonna quit.
One of his guests at Saratoga on Whitney Day bet on Arthur's ride because of the name. Won a lot of money.
Same name as his dog, same color as his dog, and they were like, that's the horse. And I was like, that's a dumb reason. They were correct. And that was the qualifying race for Arthur to actually come to the Classic. So it's amazing that happened.
Does that mean that's who you're cheering for? I mean, we're a couple minutes away from the Turf Sprint, but before we let you go, we got to know what your Classic decision
So
is.
Arthur's ride is top of the list for our whole group. I've been a big fan of Fierceness really ever since, he came onto the scene in the Derby and everything. I love that horse and his story. And so those are kind of my 2 picks. Don't take my word for it as I explained. It's not very good, but
you're due.
Yes, exactly.
You're due.
Hopefully it's that one.
Before we do let you go, though, we do have a lot of your fans, watching the show. So where are you at? How's the thumb, first of all?
Thumb's great, man. It works. It's a little swollen. It's a little fatter than the other one, but she's good to go.
And so what's the outlook, I guess, as we head into the end of the year and early in 25 for you?
Yeah, so the season's over. I switched teams this off season, so I'm still driving for Chevrolet. So that's kind of the main thing in our industry is, you get tied to a manufacturer, and then kind of regardless of the team that you drive for, you kind of want to stay with that one manufacturer.
Okay.
So I'm staying with Chevrolet, and so the team I'm driving for is Ed Carpenter Racing. A huge amount of success at the Indy 500 and the Speedway. So looking forward to that journey. It's a new project, but one I'm very looking forward to. There's a new ownership group. Splenda, as we all are familiar with that brand, is
big user.
Yeah. So those little yellow packets, those are big fan of those. So
If they send you like 30 million packets, please share some.
Yeah, right. Check this out. So I'll end on this fact. They make enough of those little yellow packets every single year to go to the moon and back.
No way.
That's awesome.
You stacked them on top of each other a long way.
What a technical question.
That isn't really. I always assume.
Are they going hot dog or hamburger or like a stack?
I will clarify that next time I see you. I'll give you the answer.
Alex Rossi, thank you for taking a few minutes. Enjoy the rest of your Breeders' Cup, and thanks again for everything you've done this year.
Thanks for having me here. It's amazing.
Awesome.
Thanks, Alex.
All right, 2 minutes.
Horse race. We brought Alex horse racing. Alex brought me to IndyCar driving because of you guys. It's the first one I ever watched was this year to cheer it on.
That's awesome.
It was really cool.
I didn't realize. You should have told him that a minute ago.
I know. Well,
we missed that. All right. Well, next time we can move into that. So, are you? I think you may want to come on. So this is our next guest. He's gonna have a seat with us here.
hello.
We're getting you on a couple minutes early, right? That's fine. All right, have a seat.
Come along.
Do you mind watching the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint with us?
No, I was wondering if I could.
Yeah, please do. Grab the mic for when we start firing a million questions at you. This is Tom Robbins, the Executive Director of the Breeders' Cup selection panel, amongst many other things and responsibilities you have in this sport and that you've had over the years. So thank you for taking some time with us today.
Sure. Yeah, my real job is actually here, so I'm very, very lucky to work here year-round.
We did. You know, we kind of framed it within the Breeders' Cup thing, but you are based at Del Mar, and you work here. This is your Okay. All right. So. We can't ask him for a pick. He's objective. He's down the middle. Can't give us any analysis. Last word from Alexa on this race. Go ahead. You are going with. What are your bets?
I'm rooting for Motorius and Cogburn to cover the exacta.
Okay. I am all in on Star of Mystery. I've got Star of Mystery on top and a bunch of different tickets, trifectas, exactas. I also use Motorius a little bit, who you have. And the one horse that I didn't mention, who I like a lot, is actually my second or third choice here, is AG Bullet or Ag Bullet. I don't know. AG Bullet, Ag Bullet. That's the 5 horse.
AG Bullet.
Okay. So I am basically 6, 5, 2, and of course, Cogburn will probably be in the mix. The break here is really important. We'll be reacting live. Alexa, do you want to call this race?
Oh, yeah. Do you have it?
Rachel, could she borrow that program?
Yes.
Help.
AG Bullet. Going up on wheels.
This race will probably be done by the time I get to this. All right, so this is race 5, Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, presented by Prevagen. And here are your horses, most of them at least. Bradsell, by the way, on the outside. Big European hopeful at 7 to 1.
I like Bradsell. I do like Bradsell. All right, they are not all in line. Star of Mystery in the gate.
This race is so intense because, it's like the break is everything.
Yeah.
The break is everything.
No, it really is.
We'll see what Cogburn does coming out of the gate.
2024 edition of the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint for $1 million. I can't tell if someone's
being a little fractious
in
I
the
think
gate.
It's the one.
Yeah.
Believing.
Oh. I think.
All right. Well, we've got the best person here to tell us what's going on. Tom, what's going on in a situation like this? A horse is acting up?
I couldn't exactly tell, but it looked like a horse blew back out of the gate. Now, we've got a number of veterinarians present that will make sure the horse is okay, but if the horse actually went down, it's an automatic scratch.
Automatically out.
If it's his shoulder or any other part of the, other than the legs, that horse is going to be withdrawn.
I was on a call this week where some of the folks from the Breeders' Cup kind of went through some of the new protocols that are in place and have been put in place in the past few years. It's absolutely spectacular. Everything from not only just pre-race screening, but the out-of-competition testing that goes on months in advance. Like, this thing has been taken to another level, and I think people may not know this. They may not realize what goes into a big race day, but really all race days in terms of making sure that these horses are safe. And are they saying that
they're scratched because they've unloaded everybody?
So there is a scratch.
They scratch on the number one Believing for trainer George Bowie.
Okay, so
with Ryan Moore.
We don't know exactly what happened, but I think to the point we were making a minute ago, there will be no chances taken. If there's anything even resembling an issue, if the horse acted up, may have potentially knocked into something, whatever. Not taking any chances.
That's correct. Yeah, no, absolutely. And you're right, it's ramped up a lot in the last several years, and for good reason. And I think we've seen a major difference, not just in California, where we had some issues 5 years ago, but all over the country.
Yep.
Good reason, but such a shame, too, for the connections.
Yeah, that is
to
heartbreaking
get here and
for them,
get all the way in the gate and then to have that happen. Just be literally soul-wrenching.
Yeah.
Especially the international connections coming over. That's
tough. That's really tough.
But hopefully everything okay with the horse and live to
It looks like
Believing
is still spirited, cantering along with an outrider pony.
It's like, I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll.
No, I'm sure she's upset. She would like to be back in the gate, but not going to happen today.
Wow. Okay, we have people watching from Japan. How about that?
Well, hello.
From
Amazing.
Hello, Japan.
Thanks for joining us from all the way abroad.
Arigato?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. And it's
Wow.
early. It's 4:45 in the morning. All right. Well,
Wow.
the
I would
action.
love to know what they're up to. Did you wake up just to watch the races?
Just to watch us. I thought you were going to say.
Oh, okay. Yes.
But hey, there are still 8 Breeders' Cup races left, so you have plenty of time. Grab that coffee and settle in for a good morning.
They
Tom.
like the hat.
Oh, do they like the hat, or are they making fun of
Look
that?
at that hat.
Look at that hat. All right,
I
we'll
would
take
say
it.
that that's a
but
positive
now it could be
thing.
either one of our hats.
No,
We
you
all
guys.
got hats.
I love this. We're encapsulated in dapper fashion.
Trying to
today
protect
here.
my bald head.
Oh, there we go.
From the
And that's what people
elements.
don't. So a lot of people think that us hat wearers are like some snobbish, obnoxious people. It's like, no, we just have no hair to show off. That's why we're wearing these hats. Like we're not trying to look cool.
Go to this one too. So, Seamus thought that the one was actually
he
going
liked
to
Ryan
win.
more. So
Yeah,
this
he
was
thought
someone
there'd
who
be
was believing in Ryan more before the scratch.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, Tom, while we've got you here, we've got a couple of minutes now, as there's a little bit of delay before the horses get reloaded. Tell us what you do. It's really within the context of Breeders' Cup, because it's really fascinating. People might wonder, how do these horses get here? Who decides how they get here?
So the structure of the Breeders' Cup program pretty much allows for half the field to be included through points and through challenge race wins, win and you're in races throughout the year. And then I serve as a moderator for a panel of 9 people, and these are 9 racing secretaries, 5 of which reside in the United States and Canada, and 4 international, what they call handicappers, that assign ratings to horses as we do in the U.S. But ratings across the world are a little bit different than what we do in American racing. So the 9 people are essentially responsible for selecting the remaining horses, and in this particular race, we only allowed 12 runners.
Okay.
So 6 were put in by challenge wins and or points through graded stakes races throughout the year. And then thank you.
You're welcome. I'm making a paperweight.
Then the other 6 are determined by these individuals.
That's interesting.
And it's a day-long process.
Is it 50-50 for all the races like that? Is
Yes.
it split?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's fascinating. So like, I mean, this isn't simply a matter of like whatever horse earned the most money or anything like that.
No, it's not that simple. And
Okay.
we took, there were 10 out of the 14 races that had to have decisions made that were oversubscribed.
Okay.
So it's a
That's when it gets
lengthy
challenging.
process,
Yeah.
and a lot of discussion, looking at video, especially with the 2-year-old races, because you just don't have that much to go by.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about that right after this race. The horses are just about reloaded, and we're going to kick it over to show announcer Alexa Zepp.
Thank you very much.
With the call.
This could be a 4th career. You know?
A 4th career.
4th career.
Not a third,
She's
not
not
a
a
second.
triple threat. She's a quad shot, baby.
Okay, they are almost all back in line for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint.
Getting a little windy.
A little breezy. It is a chilly day for sunny California.
What's that now?
It's a chilly day for sunny California.
Yeah.
Okay, last one to load, number 12, Bradsell. And they're off in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. All in line. Out to the quick lead is Cogburn. Our favorite behind him is number 10, Isivungugungi. And on the rail
Ooh, look at Bradsell
with
going.
number 5, AG Bullet. Bradsell up next to Cogburn for a contentious lead. Moving up, Big Evs. Big Evs moving up as well. Cogburn really stretching out, though, about 4 lengths in front of the rest of the field. The back of the pack being rounded out by Starlust and Howard Wolowitz as they go through the turn. Cogburn still in a lead. Closing on the far outside is the number 2. I don't know. Maybe the 2 Matorius is making a big move along with the 6 Star of Mystery.
Go, hold second.
Wins.
Yes!
Starlust. Oh, did you have that? At 30 to 1.
Wait, what number?
The 4 Starlust.
The 6? Oh, no!
Hang on.
I was like, what are you talking about? The 4 Starlust wins at 30 to 1 over AG Bullet.
Oh, I had AG Bullet too. Oh, no.
Don't quote me yet on second place because I don't know. I think
what did yeah.
What was going on there? What horse?
I thought that was
the 6 one, Star of Mystery. I was like, is this happening again where you have a long shot that wins that you don't talk about?
No, I didn't have that horse.
Cogburn had the race. Cogburn had the race that he wanted.
I knew they would go too fast.
Just went too quick. And look, the 4 was the early trailer in the field.
They're exceedingly fast fractions. The 43 and 3 half mile, I'm afraid, cooked the leader, Cogburn.
But look at this today. Like, we really are having horses close.
Where was I thought that was the 6.
The 6 was coming, but not as quick as the 4.
Oh, my God. So the 4 is Starlust. Ross Orion.
Starlust.
Lone Mount. This week, I mean, that horse is just, look at that horse cruising up the rail back there, just doing fine.
And let's see. I still am not sure the exact order of finish of the rest of the field. But yeah, your 6 came out
just got
here.
Once again, just way behind.
See,
Behind horse. Oh, there you go. Got clear there, but too late.
Barreling down the lane, and the 2 Matorius, the long shot that I also liked, also
my
started
horse just
moving.
didn't get clear till too late.
So it looks like it came 4. Ooh, 5 or 2, 9. 4 or 5, 2.
Ouch.
Did Matorius get up for second? What do you guys think?
Matorius got second. There you go.
All right.
Do you have anything
Starlust over Matorius over AG Bullet over Star of Mystery. Man.
Starlust. Did anybody talk about that horse?
No.
No. My long shot was Matorius.
Oh, didn't I tell you before the race?
That horse was nominated for a reason, you guys. Come on.
I know. We need the insider details on that one.
My top 3 were 2, 5, 6. So.
Mine was 2, 6, 9.
Well, not in that order, but 5, 6, 2, and it came 4, 2, 5, 6. So if you're watching at home, what happened? Starlust won at 30 to 1. Inquiry all around.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my gosh! 1,
Hold
2, 3,
your
4
tickets. Inquiry on everybody. All right, let's try to see and pick apart what happened here. Where did this inquiry come into play?
Ooh, the 4.
The 4 came out and bumped the 10. Was that the 10?
That would actually help me dramatically.
The 4
I'd have the
bumped the
exacta.
10.
I'd have this exacta if they moved the 4 down, but
I don't know.
That's AG Bullet
And
that he
then-
ran right into.
No, I don't think so.
AG Bullet's the only
that was
gray,
the 10.
right?
I think it was the 10.
It was the 10, and then it
AG
caused
Bullet's
a
on the
little bit.
outside.
It caused a little bit of a domino effect, but not really. I don't know. I would not, as an unofficial steward.
You wouldn't want to be a steward right
I wouldn't want to be a steward. I also don't think this, from my point of view, warrants any kind of takedown. What do you think?
I mean, I'm selfishly.
Yeah.
like,
But put your bet aside. Like,
Yeah.
really?
I think in Europe or Australia or in Asia that's probably not a takedown. Over here, there's a little bit of action. He comes over a lane. What do we think, Tom? Can you weigh in on this?
I'd rather not.
He's staying Switzerland on this one. Okay, here we get an aerial view as well, so we can see a little bit better. So I feel like the 10 also kind of came.
Oh, that's so minimal.
No, that gray horse, that's the 5.
No, but
he
it hit
hits
the 10 first,
He
and then
hits
the 10
10
hit the
first.
5.
That's such minimal contact. And I'm like, this goes against me. I make money if this horse comes down, and I still don't think he should come down. To be fair, I mean, it's such minimal contact, and the 10's backing up. You'll see the 10's
is already
the 10's backing up,
and then the 4 bumps him, and
That's
then
rough.
comes through. I would be shocked.
I think
I would be
I think
shocked if
Ross
this is a
Orion
takedown.
would be absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
If he found out that he was
That
coming
level of
down for that.
Yeah.
Greg, by the way, Greg Charkoudian and JD Mitchell behind the cameras here, setting the whole thing up for the past few days. Greg also, because the setup wasn't enough, is now giving us commentary here, and he's whispering in our ear, "This horse is coming down." So
Greg!
That Starlust is?
That Starlust. And
he thinks the 4 is coming down.
I think it would be behind the 10. So, I mean, that would take him all the way off of the board. I would be shocked.
And do you have anything if Matorius wins?
No, because I didn't use AG Bullet. I use the 6 and the 9. I use the 2, 6, and 9 in an
Literally,
exacta.
I have 5, 6, 9. You had the 2, and like I did do a 2, 5, 6, 9 exacta, so I'll have an exacta. But anyway,
no, I wouldn't be speaking so aggressively against this takedown if I had a real bet.
I would imagine so. Yeah, this is going to take a couple of minutes. I would imagine.
We'll
Tom,
monitor it for you.
I would say no change.
You think no change?
All right.
If it's wrong, I have to work with the stewards every day. So.
Oh my God, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what they do here. Tom, so this year in particular, describe some of the, I don't know, maybe some of the challenges specific to this year, and kind of some of the things you're proudest of in terms of how the fields came together this year.
Well, very proud about how the races came together. Had a lot of record pre-entry, record international participation, and last year the record for the Japanese participation, that was a record year at 8, and this year we're at 19. So they have filled a very nice void in a lot of dirt races where we do need more starters. So
they've also made the mystery of handicapping these races a lot harder.
Yeah, no question.
Which is good. I mean, I think that's a good thing at the end of the day, right? I mean, it's more challenging, and it probably generates more interest in the wagering too. So
yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, the races are challenging. As I said, the 2-year-olds are always tough. Just because there's so little information, and they can change from race to race early in their career, as opposed to trying to figure out ratings and figures on older horses that are pre-entered.
They just announced no change. All right,
no change.
Tom was right. Greg was wrong.
Greg was wrong.
Zip it, Greg.
So start another huge paying race with a 30-1 over Matorius. I think went off around 12-1 over a 9-1 over a 7-1 over the favorites. So that superfecta is going to be wild.
Yeah, I mean the exacta is going to pay well. The trifecta is going to pay well.
Everything.
Incredible. All right, and Tom, we're doing this again next year here. Anything you learned this year that we might play into the way things are done next year, or is it kind of just sort of a fluid thing?
It's fluid. I work for Breeders Cup as well, so I wear multiple hats. So taking a lot of notes and things. It's nice to return again 1 year. We were last year in 2021, and prior to that 2017. So a lot of things sort of get lost in the shuffle. You forget about, but. Hopefully we get as much participation next year as we did this year.
Awesome.
Continues to grow.
Last question I'll ask you before we let you go, and that's just we have a lot of people who are watching who are, kind of learning the game, new to it. What would you want them to take away from Breeders' Cup in terms of, an experience, like what it means, the significance, that sort of thing, as someone who's so intimately involved with it?
Well, you can't find a better 2 days of racing. I mean, we all love the Kentucky Derby, and quite honestly, Churchill's done a great job in supporting that race, the last decade or so. But day in and day out, these 2 days of racing are spectacular, and there's thrilling performances, international. It's got all of the ingredients you want: full fields, contentious races, and hopefully safe racing, which is our number one goal here. So, and we're doing our best.
Absolutely.
Well,
go ahead.
Thank you, Tom.
Okay.
I feel like what a wild race. I feel like I need a little a breather. I gotta regroup myself. I need a drink.
You want to get a drink
to get some more steps in? Well, I'm about to disappear from this set again.
Oh, but
I will
bring Heather?
reappear with another present.
Guest.
All right, as Tom and Rachel head off, tag in this guy, because this guy, we've made him wait long enough. And that is a massive beer. That is I know it's only a 24-ounce beer, but it looks like about a 75-ounce beer. All right, we're going to bring him in. And this would be a good time to remind you, of course, that just this weekend, our friends at Old Smoke are running a special promotion for 15% off. Thank you, Tom. Tom, don't miss the Old Smoke promotion. OldSmokeClothing.com. Just this weekend, 15% off. All right. Use promo code ABR15 Old Smoke, ABR15 Old Smoke. Are you an Old Smoke wearer?
I've been known to dabble.
You've been known to dabble. Wait, can we help him out a little bit with the thing? Help him out. We still got the graphic up. There we go. We got to tighten up a little bit. There we go. We got to tighten up. Oh
Here's
my God.
the thing about Old Smoke, okay? I love them. They're great guys.
So there's no
great
but
shirts.
coming in. There's no but.
But.
There's no but.
But.
There's no but.
You know the DRF shirts?
Yeah.
Okay, DRF would like me to wear DRF, which makes sense because I'm an employee of DRF. They sent me all these men's polos.
Mm-hmm.
And they're men's polos. We need some like, of the shirts.
Yes.
The cool shirts for women.
This would be the place to ask. Kurt, are you watching?
Kurt, if you're watching, we need some women's editions of these shirts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Come on, Kurt. So we'll get working on that. These hats, by the way, brand new. So these are new.
Are these?
You see
ooh,
these?
Those are classy.
I like these a lot. Yeah, I like these a lot.
Wow.
So those are on the website.
I like that.
Which, if you haven't heard, just this weekend.
Very nice.
You get 15%.
Just this weekend?
Just this weekend, you get 15% off.
Sale like none other.
Returning it. We're going to get a little tight shot of it. JD Fox, you took the trek over here. How are your legs? I know it was a journey.
Oh, it's a journey, but it's worth it to hang out with you guys. I had a whole plan. I mean, first and foremost, Dan always says, bring a drink, and he never specifies, does that mean I need to bring a drink for everybody? Do I bring my own drink? Okay, first and foremost.
So you brought enough that you could share, actually.
I mean, yeah, in theory.
That's a big drink.
Yeah.
Is that 80 ounces? How big is that? How many ounces?
It's 24 It's 24 ounces.
80 ounces? Jesus.
And then I had a great plan, like, hey, I'm going to be alive to these doubles and pick threes, where I picked all but Torpedo Anna. But, yeah, I did not obviously have Starlust.
Torpedo Anna?
From a wagering perspective.
Well, hold on a second. So you're telling me you had a 20-1 to start it, and you still think the odds are worth fading Torpedo Anna?
No, I didn't have. That's what I was saying.
No, but you had the first one, right? You had the 8? Or you haven't had anything?
I haven't had anything. No. So I started them in the last race. I started them in the last race, and the 4 dashed all hopes.
Oh, yeah. That was... I don't think anybody... I want to look back, take just a glance back at my notes on the 4, because that was
did you...
quite the surprise. I said toss.
Who were we tossing?
I was looking back at the Starlust on what I had said. I said toss.
Yeah.
Hasn't a cut below the rest. Hasn't been unable to win against graded companies. So I was just totally off.
Let's read my notes.
Yeah.
3rd in the juvenile turf sprint last year.
Yeah.
Not in great recent form. Did finish 3rd in the grade 1 Nunthorpe behind Believing and Bradsell.
Yeah.
Jockey dropped the reins there.
Ooh.
Last out, had excuses, badly hampered. Has been better over softer ground, though. Maybe if it rains? Question mark.
Ooh.
Those are my notes.
It didn't rain.
It did not rain.
But that's still enough of like a bad trip thing that maybe it could have considered it as a
I could have thrown the horse in. Look,
but,
I was fairly confident in my 2 horses, and AG Bullet, this is now 2 races in a row. I was high on 1 Magic Filly, but my second choice was the 18-1 shot who won.
Yeah.
And then this last race, I was high on the 6 horse, but my second long shot was AG Bullet. Both races, I didn't put bets in on those horses who were kind of like my second. But those days happen, right? Like, you got to go with the horse you're most confident in.
You do. These fields are so competitive and so big, you have to make choices somewhere.
Yeah, and looking at the exotic pays from the last race, $348 exacta, $1,623 trifecta for 50 cents. The 10-cent super paid $17.21. The dollar daily double 8-4 paid $701.20.
You know what I wonder is happening right now? I wonder what's happening in the BCBC. So the BCBC is the Breeders Cup Betting Challenge, which is the biggest betting tournament in the country, probably in the world for horse racing. And I bet somebody hit one of these races. What did the double pay?
$1,400. $700
Yeah, $700 for $1. So
I'm going to see, just for kicks, if I can pull up this Breeders' Cup Betting Challenge leaderboard, and maybe we can get a glimpse into what's going on over there.
As Alexa does that, they have just posted the sort of first look at some of the odds here for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. In the Breeders' Cup Distaff, Torpedo Anna, who is going to be the champion 3-year-old horse this year, She is currently 1-5. She is 1-5, heavy favorite. A couple of the other horses taking money. Who's the 6? Who's 6 at 5-1? I'm trying to find two 6s. I don't have it right in front of me. But the 6 is 5-1. What's his Raging Sea. Raging Sea.
Raging Sea?
Yep. The horse that I like in this race is the one Alice Verite. I'm going to show a replay in a little bit.
4.
4. What did I say 1?
The one
is
Candy.
25-1. Okay, I like that.
Some serious odds there.
I like that. Did we have sound for Alice Verite? No, right? No sound for that race. All right, let's just do this. Torpedo Anna, we're taking a look back at Torpedo Anna's last race, the Cotillion. So a lot of people were like, what is this race? Like, this is Torpedo Anna. She should blow this field away, and you could watch how the race unfolds. She doesn't blow the field away. Good, bad, doesn't matter. What do you guys think? Is she still just too good? Do you have any concerns based on this?
I think
I'm just. She looks like she's got something good, and I'm just waiting for it to come out. Alexa.
I think she's exceptional. I don't think they were trying to use all of her in this race.
Okay.
I mean, why would you before this?
By the way, we could. Actually, are you ready? Are you ready?
Ed,
are you ready?
You ready to rock and roll?
All right, just come in. We'll do the 4 of us. Dude, we really dropped the ball in the drinks here. Like, we've literally got nothing. We got water if you need that.
Got water.
All right.
Dan can't believe that the liquor store wasn't open at 8 a.m.
What's going on? I bought a 12-pack of White Claw yesterday at 8 a.m.
You would think with the West Coast and football being so big that places would open so people could get their packaged goods.
What's up with that? In case anyone watching is not on Twitter, where this man reigns, this is Ed DeRosa from
It's
Horse
possible
Racing
they
Nation.
are, and they've blocked me as well. So
You probably haven't seen him in 3 years, but here he is.
Call
He's
me,
back.
little call me.
He's back. Ed, they were first of all, I don't know if JD, you being bashful. I mean, like, you didn't want to say anything about Torpedo Anna. Like, I don't know. Like, were you holding back? Were you just letting Alexa go?
Well, yeah, I was letting Alexa go because she seemed to, have a lot of thoughts, and she was trying to formulate them.
I
But
just love her.
Yeah.
I am still so. I can feel it when the Travers, where we showed it earlier on the broadcast, where she just missed against the boys, and I do think she deserves these odds. I think she's something special.
Okay.
I know it's Breeders' Cup and crazy things happen and prices come in, but especially with all these scratches, I mean, I think the race is for second.
Okay, and I think that's what the betting public is with you. How about you guys?
she's not on an island at 1-5.
Yeah. What do you?
And I think really, really cool horse. A lot of my heart into it, but I'm not betting with my heart. I have to have some sort of return on investment, and it's really tough to scratch out a way where Torpedo Anna wins, and I'm going to be able to cash well for this portion of the card.
Okay, Ed?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me because after the Spinster, I was really excited about Idiomatic. Like, how do they beat this horse? Can't wait to... She's going to be second choice, Torpedo Anna. And then she came out. It's like, all right, awesome result, undefeated. Japan, wild card, going to get a good price on her because Torpedo Anna's going to be a favorite. Then she came out. But I will say... Part of the reason I was willing to be so bearish on Torpedo Anna is I did think the Cotillion was a step backward.
Yeah.
Obviously, she won. It's a grade 1, great. But this long of a season, that's the wrong direction to be going.
Okay.
And, at 1-5 is a Ragozin devotee. If I think she's going backward, you have to play against. So I'm less excited because I don't have a horse that I was planning to key and throw Torpedo out completely. But I'm going to mess around mostly with 1-5. I think Candied and is it Sugarfish?
Yeah.
I think those are the right prices. Raging Sea is just way too low now with all the scratches.
So the guy who I know to eat unhealthy breakfast all the time is going with the 2 sugar-themed horses. Is that it?
That must be it. And I had a wonderful Denver omelet this morning in Ocean Beach. So,
as I I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. So I want, like, you were on. You said Awesome Result. That's who you were kind of.
I was, yeah.
Okay. There is another Japanese horse in this race.
That's true.
Which I'm going to just... I'm playing the replay of her most recent race. But she... Oh, no, this is actually two back. She does this all the time. Her name is Alice Verite. She's the 4-horse in the Breeders' Cup Distaff. She's 20-1. And she opens up about a 20-length lead every time on the field and then tries to hold on. And sometimes she does. Now, she's also switching from turf to dirt. And she just might not be at the level with these horses. But...
Well, and it's interesting. Wasn't there a clear pace setter in the Cotillion? And I don't know that she was that far out, but I mean, at least having that experience, you know, I think we saw it in the EP Taylor. You'll, I'm sure, talk a lot more about when you get to the filly and mare turf. But Moira having to chase her stablemate took her out of her game a little. She was still trying at the end. Today, fuller field, I think Moira gets it done. And I say all that to say Torpedo Anna has that experience and won, another feather in her cap, and why she'll be champion 3-year-old filly. But 1 to 5, guys and gal.
It's tough to
He
bet,
literally didn't even acknowledge Alice Verite.
No,
like,
but okay.
Straight up, he steered the conversation.
I mean, there is a diner named Alice, and I love diners, so that...
I think Alice Verite does have some merit with the pace scenario here because I love to use Timeform US to look at how the race is going to play, and occasionally if it's going to be super, super fast or really slow, it'll have those little flags at the top of their pace projector that shows it, and this says no speed. Now, I'm not 100% sure that Alice Verite is being factored into that because of the foreign races. I honestly don't know, but it has Torpedo Anna leading, but I could see that position actually going to Alice Verite instead.
Yeah. There's no way Torpedo Anna is going with Alice Verite. Alice Verite is doing like a quarter and 22 flat.
And I think really when we saw Kyle Frey as the choice as well, that 100% says is Kyle Frey is going to get to the bottom of this horse like an eighth into the race.
No, we're early, no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about that. JD, actually back to you because you haven't really told us what is the play here, if there is a play.
Well, I don't know if there necessarily is a play. I will say that Alice Verite is going to be out at front for as long as she can last. So if you want to key her in third or fourth, I mean, obviously with the field, you can only key her in third. That might be a play.
She just looks turfy too. Like she just came on the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not her preferred surface. I mean, I don't like necessarily.
The breeding rating for this, okay, I gotta pull this up.
Mare.
I just gotta pull this up. The breeding rating is out of 100 for dirt. Now for turf, she's 95 out of 100. For dirt, 26. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just can't. I just can't.
Well, I mean, look, I'm going. This is strictly a pace play, and I'm hoping that they didn't fly this horse over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd still say I would say 20 to 1's light though.
Yeah.
He's like, you need 40 to 1 to play that horse.
There were 3 scratches though. It's a 7-horse field. I mean,
that's 5% though. That's not impossible.
Yeah. Let's look. Is there a way to make money in this race with Torpedo Anna on top of like a straight exacta or a straight trifecta
you want me to
that
look
we
at
like?
Some of the,
pulling up some of the probables here.
If you need me to place a wager here,
yeah, we do.
Obviously, this is a handicapping show, so I'm hopefully that's what I'm here for. I would maybe play a cold trifecta 2-1-4.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm sure. I would think for the BCBC there will be some cold trifecta plays,
right?
For sure.
Yeah.
And the scrappier players might key Torpedo in second there if they're making a cold try.
I bet the race already. I threw Torpedo Ann out. If she's in the top 3, I'm going to lose.
In the top 3?
Yeah.
Wow, that is a bold move.
I feel like if you're going backward, you're going backward.
Okay.
So what I did is I keyed basically 1, 5, and 6 in the try.
6 is Raging Sea again.
Yes, with the rest minus Torpedo Anna, and it cost $30.
Okay. So wait, that ticket looks like 156
with all but 2.
Got it. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. Look, I mean,
that's $30. I feel like risk reward there could.
I like that.
And again, Raging Sea is a little light, but I think if I'm right about Torpedo Anna running out and Raging Sea wins, I can't lose.
7 minutes to the Breeders Cup Distaff, which is race 6. We're going to be a couple of races after that. Race 8 will be the Breeders Cup Classic. So middle of the card, and then there are 4 races on the back end of that. This is a race where, talk about star power. I think Torpedo Anna is probably the closest thing we have to like a horse celebrity at the moment, aside from maybe Next, who is Alexa's pick in the Classic, which again we could dive into the Classic a little bit.
No, I would say
it would be nice
Torpedo
for
Anna.
racing.
Yeah,
it would be nice for racing.
And I would. There's definitely a non-zero chance she runs as a 4-year-old, so that adds to the excitement if she does well here.
Yep. JD.
Yeah, I mean she is a superstar. She's a bona fide superstar. But we're trying to make some money, and I may not have a big opinion. I have an opinion, and it's kind of similar to an opinion that Ed said in talking about Moira. And obviously, I follow Woodbine closer than any other circuit that we have out here. So you got Full Count Felicia, and you've got Moira in, both for Kevin Attard, and really it's a case of one of them is going to do well. Either no one...
Maybe both of them will do well.
I think really it's a case of no one goes with... I mean, maybe Didia goes with Full Count Felicia, but if Full Count Felicia gets up front, we've seen it multiple times at Woodbine, Dan, and then we always scratch our heads like, why didn't we just make this easy and put Full Count Felicia up front?
She can go on with it.
She can go on with it. Yeah. And, if she gets pressure or she goes on with it too fast, obviously that sets up for the Queen Moira. So I like both those horses. But I also don't think that both of them can do well. It's either going to be Full Count Felicia on the front end, or Full Count Felicia is going to back up and Moira is going to take it. So I do like the Woodbine horses there, but I'm not picking them to go 1-2 by any means.
Question from the audience here: where is Heather? Heather is coming.
Heather's coming.
Heather is coming. Heather's
ready
coming.
for jokes.
We are ready for jokes. We may be crying at the end of this race.
And one thing. We talked about how to make money in this race. I will say, we have rolling doubles, Breeders' Cup Day. I don't like the short prices in the turf either. I'm trying to sneak a peek at the doubles if they come up, but I could see where if I did want to play Torpedo Anna, I like Grand Sonata in the turf, 20-1 morning line. So that would be like, okay, how can I make something happen at 2-5 and not be mad she beat me? That that could be it. It's just kind of an action
play.
Grand
Sonata?
7.
So yeah, what did you? It's I'm seeing 100. 100 for 2.
That says 2.55 for 2.
That's 55 for 2.
But I mean, with the 2-5, that's.
I mean, 50
that's
to 1
okay.
is not bad if you love it.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all.
Flip side of that, if it comes Sugarfish Grand Sonata, then.
Are you playing doubles?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take out your phone. Like, I mean, honestly, like, just make your bets. Like, you don't want to say that, and then, I mean, if you're feeling that, do it.
I have some pick threes where if.
He's got some secret coverage.
We're good.
He's got other coverage. All right.
But no, I mean, Torpedo Anna, I just wanted to take my stand against. I wish one of the horses I was excited about had stuck around, but I still think there's a play in just saying if you think the Cotillion was a step back, being against her at 1-2 makes sense.
I'm going to step back from betting this race and just be a fan and fangirl over Torpedo Anna and just enjoy watching her run because I really like her. And you got to do that sometimes, right?
That's cool.
You have to pick your opinions, bet the races you really like, and
well, if I like Alice Verite here, what are you betting on let's just say I'm betting on a $50 budget, or $100 budget. What am I doing with Alice Verite if I'm really confident that Alice Verite is finishing no worse than second?
Then do you like Torpedo Anna who would beat her?
I personally do. Yeah, I think if she loses, she loses to Torpedo Anna.
Okay, it's paying 18-1 for the exacta. That's pretty decent. So that's the odds you would get to win.
And I'm normally not a place guy, but because if Torpedo Anna runs out, that place payout will be much bigger than usual.
Maybe a little win place action.
I'd box an exacta.
I think me and Ed are on the same page here.
Place?
If maybe just place.
I was gonna say win place and then 2-4 cold exacta.
Okay.
And a 4-2. Do not do a 4-2 if you really like the 4. I mean, come on now.
Your caveat was that your horse finishes no worse than second.
Yes.
So, given I haven't looked at the pools, but a heavy place bet. This is a rare opportunity where I might be able to be okay with you placing a place or show wager, Dan.
Okay.
Normally that's persona non grata for me.
I don't feel as confident as you do that Torpedo's gonna run out entirely. Like I don't think she finishes worse than third. Certainly, I think maybe she finishes third if everything goes wrong.
I mean, there's only 7 in here. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think to me, worst case scenario is that she just Alice Verite. Frey can
I
slow
would
it
say
down.
though, if she's done, Brian's not going to be riding her hard to be third.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yep. Go ahead.
I mean, she might take control of the race on the turn for home up 4, and just listen to the crowd. And she puts on a show.
Okay, looking at the place pools, do not place a place wager.
Don't.
They're not.
Everyone's on
There's almost as much money for the 6 in the place pool as there is on the 2.
Well, that would be a case where you would. I could almost say if you really want to bet Torpedo Anna, better to place, because you're getting. What is that? $280 to win?
Are you playing in the BCBC, by the way?
No.
Have you ever wondered if you could just do a show parlay with the entire bankroll?
I have wondered that.
I've wondered that too. It's like the one day a year I feel like with the pools you could just show parlay every single race, all in, all in, all in.
That's the sound of somebody who plays in way too many contests.
I know. It's a sign.
It wouldn't even have to be every race. If you
I
target
gotta
the 5 you want, and just get 20% back.
It's right up there with the picking the 4 in every race strategy for a tournament.
Not.
The Kevin Kilroy method.
This is the race to pick the 4.
Anyone else want to call it?
Alice Verite.
Is anyone else?
You guys want to take a shot?
Call what?
The race.
Call the race?
We can't show it, so we've got to, yeah.
Oh, no.
Well,
oh, wait, they're off. Okay.
Well, your horse is last, Dan.
Out to the lead.
Can I cancel these tickets?
Torpedo Anna has taken
What
the
is Alice
early
Verite
lead
doing? No!
with Raging Sea behind her on the rail is Candied. To the outside is number 7 Honor Delady. Behind that is Alice Verite, who is now trying to make an early move to get more into the position she wants. Behind that is Sugarfish, and at the back of the pack is Shea Evasora. Torpedo Anna still on the lead with Raging Sea a half length behind her. Then Honor Delady and Candied on the rail. They're bunched up here with only separated about 4 or 5 lengths between the top 4 or 5 horses. But Shea Evasora is pretty far back. Torpedo Anna is still on the lead on almost 48 flat. They're not going too terribly
no pressure
quick.
either.
No pressure whatsoever. Raging Sea pressing on the outside, though. Torpedo Anna is getting a little pressure from Raging Sea. Back to Honor Delady, Candied. No one has really changed positions here. They're all
Candied
running in line, and Alice Verite is still in 5th. Looks to be trying to make a little bit of a move, but Torpedo Anna is getting exactly what she wants here. An easy race so far. Raging Sea still on the outside, not anybody shifting positions. Candied trying to make a late bid up the rail here.
Come on, Alice, just finish third.
Alice Verite on the outside, and
come on, Alice.
Sugarfish on the rail, but it's going to be our girl. It's going to be Torpedo Anna. Raging Sea making a final bid, but the superstar is back at it again. She's proven that she is the best, winning over Raging Sea, Candied, and then Alice Verite.
Sorry, Dan.
Ay, ay, ay. Alice Verite, not a close. Yeah, oh, yeah, Torpedo Anna won. Woo!
You got it as a... It's my girl.
Yeah.
I love it. I love when we get a horse that we can just
we get a tight
fan over.
I mean, unfortunately, that after the scratches, especially, and all credit to Brian there. I mean, especially when Alice Verite didn't break, and she was directly to his right. I mean, you could see Brian here looking to his left a little, maybe even behind him, and he just took control of the race. And I mean, it's incredible how well he fits this filly.
If we had in-play wagering in the United States and you saw $47.99 there, I think you bet the house. You take any price you can get and you just bet it there on Torpedo Anna. Yeah. Once we saw that posted fraction, there was no chance they were catching her.
Good Lord.
No, I mean, Raging, credit to her. She tried. She clearly was not up to that task.
I mean, with there being no pay, yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know, horse of the year, yeah.
Well, I guess we got to see the Classic, no?
Yes, we do.
And then
I would say at this point, Fierceness is the only one.
I'm kidding.
I would have said if she lost and City of Troy won or Next, they'd be in the mix.
You think Next would be in the mix, yeah?
If she had lost.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now I think it's only Fierceness is the only candidate left.
Well, that race came in order. Was it totally almost in order of odds?
Yeah, it is.
Heavy betters.
Yeah, this has been the most formful race of the day.
Yeah.
Really of the weekend. Really, all the it gets Lake Victoria, but I don't know. Underneath Lake Victoria there were a couple of prices.
Yeah, there were.
So Torpedo Anna wins. Raging Sea, the 6th, finishes 2nd. Candide 3rd. Alice Verite, confirmed not a closer, finishes 4th. I thought she ran a decent race, actually.
Yeah, she didn't quit.
Yeah, so she gave me a little bit of a thrill. I'll talk to Kyle. Figure out what's going on there. I mean, I was not feeling good. I just literally, just pushed in, $200 worth of bets, and I'm like, what is happening here?
If Kyle knew that $47.99 was on the board, he's kicking himself. He's rethinking that entire thing right now.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought that was a possibility, and that's where, or the connections didn't think so.
Damn. All right, so we're going to do, you have to head out probably now, right?
Not quite.
Oh, you're going to hang
I'm
for a little bit
one more.
longer?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Heather's going to come on with Rachel before we let you guys go.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, just give us one other play the rest. You said you like a horse in the next race at a price, which remind
I like
people
Grand
that
Sonata in the Turf.
Okay.
Moira in the filly and mare Turf.
Okay, a couple of prices.
More Than Looks in the mile.
Okay.
And Mufasa in the Dirt Mile.
Mufasa.
Interested in Mufasa.
Yeah.
JD?
My heart...
Say Full Count Felicia. You know you want to say it.
I'm going to say Full Count Felicia, but I'm saying my heart for Moira is very similar to how this woman next to me feels about Torpedo Anna. So I'm really rooting for Moira, rooting for that barn. Hopefully one of those two horses win. From a waging perspective, Full Count Felicia takes them, wires them.
All right. Thank you both for taking. I know the walk over here is not easy.
Yeah.
It's not. And it's good to get perspective from you. And
it's every bit as special as the Derby walkover, though.
One day it will be, and you can say I was at the first.
I did the first ABR tent walkover at Del Mar.
Ed DeRosa, JD Fox, thank you both for popping in.
Thanks, guys.
As we just saw, Torpedo Anna, your Breeders' Cup Distaff winner. What are we taking a look at now? Are we overhead or? Oh no, we're just live. We're on the thing. No overhead. Forget the overhead shot. This could probably be a good time to remind people of the promotion going on this weekend. if they haven't heard. Oh no. Oh, there we go. We had the overhead shot for a second, but now we've got this. OldSmokeClothing.com. 15% off everything at Old Smoke. Rachel, did you hear about that? The Old Smoke promotion?
What?
Oh, there's an Old Smoke promotion.
The promotion.
Yeah, I heard about it.
The Old Smoke promotion. It's a big one.
Unheard of.
What are we doing? How are we doing, guys? Are we live? We're live, right?
All right,
We're live.
Let's take down the graphic. We got some stars here.
Hello, talking horses.
I told you guys I wasn't going to come back empty-handed.
I got fans that are waiting in line at the ladies' room, and that's what I love. We are out here at the racetrack, and honey, we're one with the people. How we doing, y'all?
Truly. Heather's been getting stopped left and right. Apparently, this is the place where your fans are at. Is at the track.
Yes, it is. It is women wearing 2 pairs of Spanx and a gorgeous dress and uncomfortable heels, and they are just thriving. You know what I mean? And they're betting on horses, and we're just doing the most.
I mean, there's a lot of cheetah print in the crowd.
There's a lot of animal print. Yes.
So this is very on theme, very on brand. Heather McManuel, a comedian.
Yes.
Her special breadwinner is out on Hulu.
Thank you for that plug. I appreciate that.
And we're never going to miss an opportunity. If Dan's out here plugging the Old Smoke clothing.
Did you hear about Old Smoke?
I didn't hear about Old Smoke. Tell me about Old Smoke.
Only this
one
weekend.
of these bad
I
boys
always
because
need.
look at that.
Jeff.
So what is
Currently 15% off, unheard of.
Guys, right here, they're not giving me a dime of this promotion, but Old Smoke Clothing Company, you said 15% off.
15%.
15% off if you subscribe to this YouTube. I think 14 people are watching. So for the love of God, help this sad crew out. My God, Old Smoke. Why is it Old Smoke?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a long
they
story.
don't even know why it's called Old Smoke.
We do.
Uh-huh.
It's because the guy who built the racetrack at Saratoga his nickname was Old Smoke.
Did he smoke a lot?
And they, I think he did a lot of things. He ran like illegal gambling rings and that sort of thing. So smoking was probably the least of his vices. So.
Honestly, same.
Yeah.
Fully same. How we doing? This is a beautiful day at the racetrack. Let me tell you what. I am dialed into the races. I've already won some coin. I mean, this is a fun day.
Tell us about that.
What'd you hit?
I hit, a few times. My husband knows more about the lingo. I just know when he jumps up and gets excited, we are going to go for a steak dinner tonight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
all
Dan is for me. I'm like, Dan, put in a bet for me on
Dan,
this
you're
race.
like the whisperer. You understand what the hell's going on.
Well, yeah. I mean, Alexa probably knows what's going on better than I do.
Okay. But Dan is somehow with this goofy ass fedora. He's just able to dial in, and that's a problem, Alexa, because you look stunning and you're actually a professional. But it's guys like this that destroy everything that we love in this world.
Literally.
Because they come in with these goofy ass fedoras, and somehow they do better than us, and that's why we're bitter.
Hit $3,000 on a dollar yesterday when
That's
I'm
what I
over
heard.
here slaving away, losing my bets.
It's so unfortunate.
Can
it
I
makes
tell
me
you
angry.
about how badly my feet hurt last week when I wore a new pair of shoes?
Oh my God.
Dan. He said he wore his shiniest pair of shoes.
What are your shiniest pair of shoes?
They're just these brown cheap shoes that I had to fit my fat feet into, and it just didn't work. And like by the end of the day, I was complaining to my wife. I was like, this is really bad.
Every damn
This is
day.
every day,
I squeeze my fat
Dan, you've
feet.
never had a tampon that doesn't fit, okay? Pull me when you're fighting for your life. Unbelievable. Do you see what the patriarchy does to us? Anyways, how are we feeling about the horse races today? I've had one glass of wine and I'm on fire today. Okay.
Do you remember what the horse that you hit money with was called? Which horse was it?
It was number 9. That's
Number
all I
9.
remember.
Okay.
Jeff knows. Let me text him.
Yeah.
No, don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Great.
we're good.
Great.
All right. Well, why don't we win some? I mean, Alexa, do you want to set this race up because she's going to go back and make some bets after this? The next
it up.
race is race 7, the Breeders' Cup Turf, and so let's make some money here.
It is race 7, the Breeders' Cup Turf. This is one of the big ones, y'all, for $5 million going a mile and a half on the turf. Some tidbits for our handicappers out there. The average winning buyer of this race is 107.9, so almost a 108, which is blazing quick. This is one of the originals from 1984. And let's see. Who do we like here? This is the Euro race.
Yeah,
This
American
is the one
horses don't win this race. So the Europeans, they bring their horses here. They dominate this race.
Because that's what
we
they
won
do.
the war, so that's all that matters. No, but for real.
Yeah.
So, okay, when we say Europe, I mean, listen, I'll always root for an Italian stallion. Are we talking Italy?
No
Are we
Italians.
talking no Italians? We're
English, Irish
Oh
mostly.
God, that's basically the mix of all of
Couple
us.
French,
Yeah,
a couple
the
French.
Irish.
French, okay.
Ooh la la.
Couple French.
Couple French.
We had the jockey for JRB on yesterday, and we
the
know
5-horse.
That's the 5-horse was also one of the top picks of another one of our guests today. But this one does have a very interesting favorite to mention, the number 11 Rebels Romance, who is
Rebels Romance.
Rebels
good name.
Romance. Rebels Romance.
Great name. It's all about the branding. Okay. Oh, here we go.
There we
Emily
go.
Upjohn. Some of these I can't. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. There was a name in one of the previous races that I could not figure out what the hell it meant.
Oh.
Hold on.
Do you remember what it was? Yeah.
Oh,
Yep, hold on.
is Vangu Vangu?
Yes,
Yeah, it's Vangu Vangu.
None of us
what is
know
the
what that
history?
means.
No,
that
we
one we
don't
don't
know.
know about.
Okay.
That
The
one.
owners are just
Hang on,
complicated.
I looked it up.
Oh, you
guys,
do?
Because I'm not a handicapper. I come in with the vibes. And is Vangu Vangu is a Zulu word that means storm or turmoil. It can refer to a literal storm as well as a chaotic or turbulent situation.
So
there you
basically,
go.
my marriage. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, after watching Breadwinner, you'll understand.
Yeah, I think that horse finished last too.
Was
so
that
I
is
don't know if
that
that's
a Japanese horse?
No, I thought he was like, I don't know, based in Australia maybe. I don't know.
Because the
I
other
didn't know
horse that
I know it was
I-
Motion's horse, but I don't know where he's based.
Well, back to Rebels Romance for just a moment.
Yes, please. Let's stay on track, for the love of God.
Won this race in 2022 convincingly, closing 10 lengths, and then had like a total bummer of a 5-year-old year. Clipped heels, jockey fell off, needed some breaks, just not great, and then came back this year as a 6-year-old, just looking awesome, better than ever, has won 5 out of last 6 races, most graded races in. Horse is jet setting, okay? Germany, Hong Kong, Dubai, Qatar, Great Britain. I mean, this is all around the world. So this is incredible if he can come over and win here again. Has won over $9 million in his lifetime. So
Wow.
Rebels Romance is definitely a formidable favorite in here. However, it is a long turf race, so
it's a mile and a half.
It's a mile and a half. On
most
the turf.
races are a mile.
No, they all vary. So
Okay.
horses usually tend to have like a specialty distance, and we kind of split it into sprints and routes.
Yeah.
And sprints are less than a mile, and routes are a mile or more.
Great.
But they go in horse racing because we just like to be difficult. You know, we don't use normal distances. We use furlongs.
Yes.
Because that makes sense.
And I gotta be honest with you, I never did well in math. We're really on the SATs in general. So I just know when they get out that gate, I just feel it. I feel it in my loins.
They're
And then
going.
usually I realize I had put money on the wrong horse.
Wait, no, we were together. We were together for a big hit there at Saratoga. How about that?
Crushed Saratoga.
We crushed Saratoga.
But you know, you have a feeling. I don't know what kind of voodoo you're into, but you get a look behind your eyes when you're flipping through this catalog and you just know what you're talking about.
You know what's funny?
What?
Like Lindsay Zarniak. Have you met Lindsay? Do you know her?
Yeah.
Yeah. She tells me the same thing. She's like, I don't know what it is about you. She's like, it's kind of like I sort of underestimate you all the time. Then you just kind of pull something out.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We said this guy is an absolute scammer. And then next thing you know, I've won $3,000. So, you know, it's kind of like we know you're kind. We like it.
Well, before I give you my, my suspect pick in this race, give me some of your impressions here of Del Mar and the Breeders' Cup.
Let me tell you what, Del Mar's incredible because we're in Southern California, right? It's beautiful, it's breezy, it's sunny, the vibe is rich. It's good California folk. You know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah.
A lot of international folk here too because this is a big international race. Probably one of my favorites. I mean, Saratoga was a blast. Don't get me wrong, that was a ton of fun. But this is nice. This is real nice. I feel the ocean breeze. It's real nice.
It's a good way to spend the day. And I mean, of all of the sporting events, I don't know what Jeff tries to drag you along and do.
I just want to say to all the Penn State fans out there, I'm sorry, but my husband is insufferable this afternoon, but he is so happy that he's at the horse race because that's what turned him around. You know what I mean? Penn State may have lost, but we are back up because our horses are winning.
I saw him watching it on his phone.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. It's highly unprofessional. And I told him, I said, we're here for one thing, Jeff. And he's like, the game's almost over.
Oh, just you wait until Heather, by the way, owns a thoroughbred racehorse that she aptly named.
Thank you for finally letting everyone know.
If you want to let them know what the name is.
The name of my horse is Absolutely Hot. Because obviously I am the mother. And, I have a podcast called Absolutely Not. And then Hot was in the lineage of the parents' name. So we went with Absolutely Hot.
No,
period. Hard stop.
And this horse is a 2-year-old.
2-year-old, little babe.
And he's been developing, growing up. And he's being trained by Dale Romans, who you got to meet in his
Dale is
vibe.
Just a vibe. That's all. That's the only way to describe Dale is like absolute vibes with a Z. Yeah.
And his wife Tammy, we love them.
Tammy! Let's not forget Tammy. She's a character. I love her.
So your horse is hopefully going to debut at the end of this month. So I can only imagine when your own personal sports team starts running, the way that Jeff is going to react and act. I mean, Alex Rossi, who professional athlete, explains it himself as like, I don't get stressed when I'm going in to play a game. Yeah. But as soon as like my horse has something to do, oh my gosh.
Nothing like it. You're going to
He
freak
said
out.
he said he
You're
got
gonna
more
lose your damn
nervous
mind.
watching his horse get ready to run than he does getting in the car to race, which is crazy.
I get that, though, because I know when I'm about to step on stage, even if it's in front of like 6,000 people, I know that I'm in control of the situation. I'm not in control of this situation. You know what I mean? You got to hope that your horse is ready to go. I know that I've had about 17 chicken tenders and 2 bottles of white wine, and I've done 0 warm-up, vocal warm-up, physical warm-up. There's no stretching. I get out and I let it rip. But these horses, you got to hope that they came prepared, you know?
It's an unpredictable game, but that's part of the fun of it.
That's
it'll
why
be
we love
very
it.
fun to follow his journey and see how Jeff reacts along the way to those
races. To make it to the first race.
I don't think we're going to make it to the first race, but let me tell you what, I'm going to be there in spirit. Hopefully we can make it. I don't know.
You'll get videos.
If it's on
and all the
Thanksgiving,
rest
if
of
it's
it.
on actual Thanksgiving,
I would be there
on Thanksgiving Day.
But here's the thing, I don't give a whatever about Thanksgiving. I might be having extensive dental surgery because I've got a rotting crown in the back. I'm kidding. No, I don't know. This is just the first news I've heard about this. So we will make sure that we're there if we can be there.
This race?
In like a week. It's literally in a week. Yeah.
Actually, it's the next race. So he's one of the European horses.
Okay. Great.
Just shipped in, especially for this.
Can I tell you just out the gate gut on this? I'm going the Argentinian horse, number 9, El Encinal.
Okay.
Or I'm going Rebels Romance, the Irish horse.
Okay.
Yeah.
We like
what do y'all
Irish
think?
horse.
Am I right? Am I wrong?
You like Rebels Romance, right?
I like Rebels Romance, but it is the favorite, so I want to try to throw in some prices here to make some money because in these big races, like last race with Torpedo Anna, she was a favorite, and I was like, I'm not trying to beat her. No way. I can't believe Ed was trying to beat her. What a foolish move.
Finish out of the money.
Fool. Just a fool. But in here, I do think there is potential for upset. I think Rebels Romance will be hard, but I do like Charriere.
Yeah, I was going to say the 3's winning this race.
3. Oh my God.
Wow.
So bold.
Charriere.
Japanese. Now, Dan, Japanese contingent has not shown up yet.
Hasn't been a great start.
Has not been a great start. They have not won a race here at Breeders' Cup. So why do you think this one is going to be the one to do it?
The horse just had excuses, was 3rd in this race last year, had traffic to navigate through, taken a similar path back. I just think this horse is super classy and always shows up, and I just think she's going to get a nice setup. Like she's in a great post. She's going to stay near the rail, and she's going to make a move late. You're going to see she's going to be sitting behind the leading horses, and then she's going to kick clear. So
who are you talking about? The 3?
The 3.
Charriere.
So
Charriere.
Yeah, I'm 3-1. 2-11, and then I would throw the 12 in behind if you're playing.
3-1, Rosham Park. 2, Emily Upjohn. I do like Emily Upjohn.
I like
and
that
the
name.
11.
I wish everybody at home could know that we are sitting absolutely directly next to the public restrooms. I don't think y'all really understand how unhinged this is.
What a set.
I was just gonna ask you.
I can feel people puckering their asses right now.
Yeah, the line is long. The men's line. What I'm blown away by, the men's line. It must be 40
Can we get a shot of the men's line?
We got it. This is out of control. When y'all want to think about how upper echelon horse racing is, and just being out here, we're actually right next to the bathrooms.
The massive line. It's really a massive line.
The good news is it's not
We're
porta
next to the
potties.
shitter, okay?
The good news, it's not porta potties. If you're in the infield at like Derby or
the guys
Preakness,
like this guy right here in the blue suit, he's got money. You know what I mean? But he also just took a fat dump. I should not be on this live. I'm so sorry. So back to gambling.
Please.
Back to betting. I'm going Rebels Romance 100%. And you're going, what was it?
Charriere.
Charriere.
Yeah.
I love that that's how we're pronouncing it.
I've got to put up this one
like
viewer
Charriere,
comment.
yes.
This one viewer comment that just came in.
Yes.
What is this coverage?
Who is the person?
Marley G.
Marley.
Marley, let me tell you what, okay? My name's Heather McMahon, and I have a new comedy special on Hulu called Breadwinner. And I happen to be a breadwinner and a horse owner. So that's why. I'm sorry, that camera. Marley, cut the attitude and just know I am fighting for my life. I've had 3 glasses of red wine. It's not even 2:00 yet, okay? And I am putting money that I probably shouldn't be putting money down on horses, okay?
All right,
That's where I'm at.
now read this comment.
Oh, what is this?
This coverage is amazing is what says
Thank
William.
you.
Thanks, William.
Hey, William, in a couple minutes, I will show you my boobs. So there you go, William. Just for you, Big Daddy.
Oh,
Come on. This is supposed to be fun.
it is.
Also, I love Cabo Spirit. I don't know why. Number 8, Cabo Spirit.
Hey, you want to talk about dumping your chest out? That's Cabo Spirit.
That's
right
Cabo
there.
Spirit. And if you haven't been to Cabo, downtown, at the Boom Boom Room with your boobs out, then you've never been to Cabo. Okay? So,
Mango Deck.
can I ask real quick?
God.
It's a $5 million guarantee. All right? So, how does that work? Yeah, as the races get later on in the day, the money is going up, right?
Yes.
Actually, the feature is the Classic, and usually it's the last, but they've put it smack dab in the middle of the race card this year, so it's the 8th, it's next race, and that one's $7 million.
Oh.
And yeah, so these are, I think, the 2 biggest purses, right? The 5 and 7, and all the others are 1 or 2 million.
Okay.
Just chump change.
Chump change.
So $5 million, and not 100% of that goes to the owner. It kind of is
you gotta-
divvied up, breaks it down. But that's still a massive payday.
It's
and that's
52% to the winner.
By the way, I will say, as someone monitoring viewership, our viewership has steadily spiked upward since you made that promise. So thank you, Heather.
For what was his name? William, Mike, John, Scott, any of y'all. Here you go. Okay. I am so selfless. What I give to my audience is unbelievable. And
it is.
Slide my DMs later and I'll really show you the good stuff. So anyways, this is what's great. We're in California. We're drinking wine. It's a beautiful day. And then we got horses. Look how cute this jockey is. I mean, just absolutely, he's going to crush it.
He was on the show yesterday. He was in the
He's fantastic.
yesterday. Yep.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, really crazy athletes.
Tiny little thing.
No, they're insane. And Heather's mother, Robin, is with her today.
Yes, Robin is here. She is sitting back at the booth having wine,
and she has a delicate, petite structure like that.
She would have been a great
songbird.
jockey. Oh my God,
she
my
would have
mother would have
nailed
been a
it
great
as
jockey.
a jockey. Seeing her side by side with them, I was like, this is a missed opportunity, Robin.
Yeah, it really is.
Heather, as someone who finds humor in everything,
yes.
What is the funniest thing you've experienced? Not here, but just since learning about getting pushed into this horse racing world that you've seen, and you're like, wait, you're telling me they do what exactly?
I don't even. Here's the thing. Okay, I'll tell you what the funniest thing is. Being here and observing how many people are clearly here with their mistresses is actually the best. Because I can see a lot of guys have their heads on swivels as they're sitting up in the turf club, and I just feel like they're waiting at any moment for their wives to show up. So that's fun. I love family drama. I think it's just funny, when we went to Saratoga and I got to meet a bunch of the jockeys, and just honestly, I was impressed with how athletic they are. And I mean, it's such a dangerous sport. It's crazy for these guys, but it's just, they're so cool and they just hop around, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think the whole thing is so cool. I mean, I'm in a dangerous sport. I do stand-up comedy. So, at any moment I could die. So yeah, this is, I just think the whole thing's really cool. I'm totally new to this world, and I've kind of dove in head first, and I just love it. It's really cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. Another comment, Robin unsupervised is worrisome.
Yeah, Robin right now is up at the Turf Club looking for a zaddy. She is looking for a rich horse guy to take her to Dubai or something. So she is on the prowl.
They're here.
One that is not
find
actively there with a mistress.
Even if they are, it's fine. She doesn't want to get married again. She'll be another mistress. It's fine. She doesn't care. She does not care.
The next race is the Breeders' Cup Classic, race 8.
Yeah.
Since it's the big one,
let's discuss. Can we get back to work?
Do you want to throw out the first opinion, or you want to kind of toss it to us first? You want to throw out the first opinion?
So my first opinion is City of Troy. Big deal. Coming out of Ireland. I feel number 3 is really going to be looking good. So do you agree?
That's my pick.
That's your pick. Well, there you go.
Oh, you like Next.
Okay, I like City of Troy and Next. I like Next for a price and City of Troy. I will be using both.
Okay.
Next is going to be Long. City of Troy will probably be the favorite.
Okay. And some of the other big horses, so some of the horses that you saw when you were at the Belmont Stakes with us this year.
Oh, we had Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone.
Some of these horses.
Yeah.
And as you can see, previously he's been heavily favored, but he's 12-1 on
That's
Morning
psychotic.
Live. And that's because I think so
psychotic.
many people have backed him so many
psychotic.
times,
Yeah.
and he's kind of missed the mark. But Alexa
He
still
has not
believes
missed the
in
mark.
him.
Oh my God, I'm so pissed about people saying he's missed the mark. He's never gotten worse than third. He's never been more than a length and a half behind the winner. He has a difficult running style in races because he comes from so far back to come. So he's always got to deal with potential traffic. He's freaking amazing. How much money has Sierra Leone made? Let's talk about that.
Let's
for a
talk about
second,
that. Okay, because where
when
does it say
people
on here?
Tell me.
Which that's
Next page.
In the
Okay.
more detailed.
All right. This is you got to know Braille to be able to read this. It's unbelievable.
There he is.
Okay, where's money?
Okay, lifetime earnings of Sierra Leone is
$2 million.
$2.37 million. Okay,
Yeah.
has he missed the mark, Rachel?
No.
No.
He has not missed the mark.
He's the breadwinner.
He is the breadwinner. I mean, listen, I'm rooting for Sierra Leone, but I'm just saying, it's a bold statement, but City of Troy is going to take it. There you go.
Heard it here first.
City of Troy.
City of Troy.
Let me give you one horse for the next race.
Hit us.
I'm assuming you're going back. You're going to share this with the room, with the table. The 7-horse Ushba Tesoro. Last year, Japanese horse. Last year, this poor guy you see right here, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
I asked him to follow around the owners who spoke only Japanese with microphones. So for 2 days, he followed them around and captured about 40 hours of footage, which he then had to edit and translate to English. By the way, Greg speaks no Japanese.
Yes, I figured. Yeah. Let me tell you what, that is the thing. Talk about crazy rich Asians. You get up into that turf club and you can feel the Japanese money. You know what I mean? You can. It's different. You know what I mean? It's different. I'm from the South, and you think like, old Southern money. No, honey. I was in the elevator with 2 guys, and I said they are worth something. You know what I mean? Maybe the owners of what was the horse's name?
Ushpa Tesoro.
That, yes.
Yeah.
So, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Ushpa. That was probably top 10 funniest moments. Is Greg trying to edit footage in another language,
funny
and that's
for
how
us.
unhinged and deranged Dan is when he puts that fedora on his head. It fills his head
That's
with
it. There's Dan
nefarious
without
ideas.
the fedora, and then there's Dan with the fedora. And when he puts on the fedora, he becomes a sociopath.
Sinister. It
I
is.
love it.
And then the best part of this story is that the horse finished 5th. So the horse didn't win. So now today that we're not with them, we think that the horse is going to win.
Okay.
I really think. I think it's the best horse.
Greg's
Greg's going to back it.
I ain't behind it.
All right.
So
am I putting more money? So what are we saying? Like 7?
Bet the exacta. If you like City of Troy, bet the exacta with Ushpa Tesoro and then her horse.
And what do you say?
City of Troy.
But include next.
Include next?
14.
Hidden on the back of the
Sorry,
page.
the Gucci's in the way. Next.
This horse will be super long shot. I think we'll get way more than 8-1 on next. But next, people... Roberto, I know you don't like Next. Nobody likes Next, but I love Next, okay? This horse, Heather, I want to tell you a little bit about it.
When I've been introduced to Roberto, because he's very handsome.
Hey.
I think that
3-piece
Roberto-
suit. He's got a
Come on
Gucci
in.
belt
Come on
on.
in.
He's got a cigar. Is he single? Oh, no, he's got a wedding ring. Well, so do I.
Here,
But
I'll
what did I
get
tell
out.
you?
Roberto, come in. I'll get out.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my
Very
gosh.
handsome. Very handsome.
This is Roberto Rodriguez from DRF en Español.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Hola, ¿cómo
We're
estás?
sat between them, and I feel
bien.
like
¿Y
we're
tú?
interacting.
Muy bien.
¿Y tú?
Muy bien.
Mi español es muy malo.
Muy malo.
Lo, yeah, lo
El de
siento.
Alexa es muy bueno.
Oh, gracias.
Gracias.
Wow.
¿Qué tal el tuyo,
Gracias.
Gracias.
More Italian. Yeah. How we doing?
How we doing? How we doing? Wonderful.
Yeah,
It's Breeders
great.
Cup weekend.
Yeah, it really is. We're tearing it up.
We're having a great time.
Can't get any better. Okay, so I was telling her about Next.
Oh,
Which
here
I-
we go.
Okay, why are you upset about Next?
Why do you
This
hate
I
so
mean,
much?
it's the different horses that he's going to be facing.
Yes,
It's
but
in the
he's beating
outside.
the horses he's facing by 25
Yeah,
lengths.
but it's not going to be 25, 50. It's not going to be a slow pace. He's going to have to use the horse, and probably, he won't be able to make it in the end. I love Next.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good story. I would love to see him winning, but to me, probably it's not going to happen.
Which, for anyone that's tuning in, the race
Hey, we
that
live
we're
in a free
talking
country.
about is-
Remember that, okay?
You're allowed to dislike Next. It's
All right.
okay.
is the big $7 million Breeders Cup Classic, which is the race that follows this one. Heather, I want you to be able to get back and enjoy the races. Before she leaves,
Yes.
you guys, last chance to talk about who she should persuade her husband to spend her money on betting
Yeah,
a horse
exactly.
in the Classic. Roberto, I know you just hopped in, so what are 2 horses that Heather should
Put
pick
money on for the next one.
for the
Next one,
Classic?
the 4.
For the Classic.
For the Classic? I would say Serial Troy, but it's going to be low.
That's who she likes.
Yeah.
There's a consensus
I
there.
can lead out my boy Sierra Leone. I mean, I know people are knocking that horse, but I think he's going to show up today. We'll see.
Okay.
You were actually perfectly in alignment.
We
then.
were in alignment.
Those are the 2 horses, and Roberto wasn't even here to eavesdrop on any of that.
You
and try
weren't.
and,
You just rolled up in your 3-piece
It's just
suit
because
and just had that
it's all
sexy,
about the sunglasses.
that
It's all about the
sexy
sunglasses.
energy. And I think I'm going with you. Okay, so you're saying Sierra Leone and City of Troy.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Cool
you've got
Morris
Dan
Santa.
with Ushpa.
Yeah.
Alexa with Next.
All right.
And as for me, I'm going to throw Forever Young out
Ooh,
there.
Japanese
Ooh.
horse.
Forever Young.
Forever Young.
That's not how I feel at all, because I'm actively looking into getting my neck done. So there's that. There is that. All right. Okay.
Well, hopefully one of those bets hits so that you can invest in a little neck.
You know what? And
A
I'm
new
kind
fresh
of like,
neck
I'm just
for
throwing this
Mama?
out there. I don't know anything about this horse, but Rattle and Roll just is giving me a good vibe. That
Okay.
might be the surprise horse.
Well, not in the race.
Oh, not in the race. Never mind. Never mind. Scratch that. Not in the
out of the race.
He was the bridesmaid, not the bride.
I bet there are people who are diehard, like, horse people right now that are so upset that I am discussing, that I am throwing. Guys, we are sitting next to the public toilets right now. I need you to know that this is the most, like.
You better read the scratches report, woman.
Yeah, I know. I didn't. Oh, yeah, it says that in the catalog. It sure does. So I tried my best.
We have a fun, unhinged time, as always, with you. Again,
love you guys.
Heather McMahon, everybody. Watch
Y'all,
Breadwinner
thanks for having
on
me.
Hulu.
I'm going to get back to my red wine, and I got races to watch. I got money to bet.
And to know everything that she's up to, you should also keep up on social media.
Keep on
if you want to
social
see
media.
what her mother is up to today.
Yeah, we're doing the most. I got to go finish my steak and, have some champagne. But I'll see you guys later.
We'll see you
Enjoy.
soon.
Thanks for having me.
joining.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you,
Adios,
Heather.
amigos. Ciao, ciao.
Never a dull moment
Never.
with Heather. I feel like we got to clap her off this set. A star.
A star. Even.
I'll be back upstairs.
Okay, but I'm not going?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Right.
Yes, you're free. You've got. Hang on. Wait, you need this.
Oh, I need my. One last time for the camera.
One last hurrah! Isn't she just the most fun?
Have you seen her comedy specials?
No, I
You
haven't.
gotta go watch them. They're pretty funny.
After this, amigo.
Absolutely the best. Well, with that,
We've lost Dan.
Dan is gallivanting around. He's probably in line for the
Probably getting
bathroom.
another
as
zap
Heather
or the
We love
mentioned.
that in the bathroom.
But we
Okay.
are about 6 minutes until the Breeders Cup Turf. So with
Roberta,
that
who do
said,
you like?
what are the last couple bets people should be locking in? Again, you guys, you can pull up the racing broadcast on USA Today. Or Peacock for the Classic, and we can be your little companion that's on your phone, talking in your ear, telling you what you should do, and having a fun time. No other show is delivering what Heather just did.
Hey, you want to switch place?
No. I'm good. Do you want me to get a drink while I'm up? Do you guys need a drink?
I'm good.
You good? Are you just chilling with us? Or you're just gonna...
I'm gonna hop off after this race.
Okay, cool. So you need a drink?
Yeah, that's fine.
You want a beer or liquor?
Rum and Coke?
Rum and Coke. Where did you get the rum and Coke from? I'm sure the viewers are thrilled to hear this
Like
conversation.
just like that pavilion thing.
That
Just like
main
go down
thing?
the stairs and then
Rum
there's
and
like a
Coke?
bar on the
Do
left.
you need anything? Are you staying with us?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm,
you may
I'm
be-
here
you
for
may
the
be bad
duration
for
of
the
the show.
Derma, no
I
worries.
know that I've been.
Let's do a line. If the line's long, I'm just getting a beer. Do you want something?
It is a beer. It's a beer.
Wait, actually, do me another. one of
Okay.
these.
So you are staying.
Oh.
Are you staying?
I was gonna hop off.
All right, let me see how this takes. How long this takes. All right. Wait. By the way, just so you don't tell me that I didn't give you my picks, I'm basically all in on the 3, and I've got some trifectas with the 1, the 2, and the 11. I'm 3-1, 2-11. The 1 18-1 Rauschen Park is the best value right now.
Okay,
That's my pick.
and
Make fun of me
Dan,
while-
Dan, I'm gonna.
No worries.
I'm gonna give you my phone to call one of our guests, one of our future guests on the show while you're making a drink
You
run.
want me to call her?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call her.
Okay, so who do you like this race? Talk us through it.
Luxembourg.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What do you like about
Group
Luxembourg?
1 winner, 2, 3, 4, and 5 years old. Forget about his previous 2 races. He's way better horse than that, and I think he's going to show up today. And by the way, Europeans are undefeated right now on turf.
Yeah.
In this Breeders' Cup, by the way. So.
This is true. And your 3-year-old Europeans have won 2 out of the last 3 as well of this edition of this race. So it is, kind
You
of
got
a
Ryan
race.
Moore back in the saddle, right?
Yeah.
So here we go. I think he's in a good shape. So he's 8-1. He was what 12-1 the morning line, 8-1 right now.
I'm kinda
Rebel
surprised.
Romans is such a good horse. I mean,
I know. It's going to be the one to
he
beat.
won in 5-6 different countries. It is
This year.
he is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, he's unbelievable. What do you think of Emily Upjohn, the 2?
I respect the fact that they decide to face the boys.
Yeah.
Instead of go to the filly and mare
Right.
turf, which could be a much easier for her.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's kind of, if I have to decide between her and
Luxembourg. I will go for Luxembourg for sure.
Okay. All right, there you have it.
Who do you like?
Roberto says Luxembourg. Again, I
may do the
just come
danza
in here-
salsa today. I may do it today because I missed it yesterday. I say if I hit a sector, I will do the danza salsa.
Oh, okay.
A little cha-cha.
A little
I like
cha-cha.
that. I like the sound of that.
If the 4 wins, I may go for it today.
We love
Okay,
that.
stand up
Now
on
I'm
this
rooting
chair,
for the
stand
four.
up on the table, and
No.
send it. And you,
I mean-
and you can cha-cha with Alexa. You know, give her a little twirl, teach her some moves. The 11 right now, Rebels Romance, is the favorite. And honestly, it's pretty spaced out after that, with a lot of people also going for the 2 horse, Emily Epjohn. She's 6-1. And then additionally, the 6 horse, Farbridge, is
One
also
I really
6-1.
like. I really do like Farbridge a lot.
Especially how he has been running, right? He
Yeah.
won on the lead, he won,
Coming off of
closings,
2 straight
yeah.
wins, Grade 1 wins in the
Yeah.
Turf Classic and the Sword Dancer. But, how he won those, he wired the field, and then the other, he came from off the pace. So a horse with tactical speed that can adjust to whatever kind of unfolds
Especially
in a
in
big
this
race like
distance,
this, is a big deal.
Yeah, but how much do you think it plays into it? Farbridge is not one of the European contenders, and that's not often that an American horse wins these turf races against their international competitors.
That's true. It's definitely...
would that be a reason why you would not bet the 6 and instead go for
I'm not
the other
gonna-
6-1, which is the 2, Emily Epjohn?
I'm not going to not bet a horse because it's not a Euro. I don't think that totally makes sense. Like, I want to bet off the horse's merit. But one thing I do think, like devil's advocate, that you have to consider about Farbridge is those races that he won were in 5-horse fields. So, that's
fields, yeah. That's true.
very different from today with all these beasts. What do we have?
You can have a better
13
trip
horses
with,
in here.
facing 4 or 5 horses for
Right,
sure.
right.
I think I'm going to go Emily Upjohn then. I think I would do an exacta with the 11 and the 2.
6-1 is a really good price.
It is. And also, we've got Gold Phoenix, part of Little Red Feather Racing, the 12.
Is that one that you like?
It's one that I've heard things about, but in all honesty, I don't know that would be one of my picks.
Yeah.
Any notes?
I also am not selecting the horse. I think there's some potential there. Never really run outside of California other than in the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland and on debut in Ireland. But again, another exceptionally accomplished horse when it comes to earnings. Has over $1.5 million in earnings. 3rd year in a row competing in this race. Got 10th and then last year 4th. So is following that same pattern every year with like the races he runs in coming up to this point, and then so far has not been able to hit the mark. So I don't know if I feel great about this being the year based on what I've seen. It doesn't to me look like there's anything indicating that it's going to be a different performance this year.
Any local horse that you like in this race?
Local horses?
I might have had one.
you know.
Hold on, let me see something. Actually, Roberto, maybe you could switch with me. You want to switch with me?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to do some musical chairs.
It is post time, actually.
Post time, the horses are going to post. The
Heading to the
only
race.
note that I could make for the 12 Gold Phoenix, which is 25-1, is that he has won over this track at Del Mar, which
Gold Phoenix.
not many horses can say, and also a great story surrounding his jockey's comeback, Kyle Frey. So I think for all the connections, that would be a nice win to secure.
That's a really good call, Rachel. I'm with you on Gold Phoenix as a potential long shot to come and play. So here's the deal. Liquor line was way too long.
That's
There's
fine.
no I was getting it. Does anyone want this beer? I'm willing to
I
also
can have
split
that
one.
one,
Do you
of
want
course.
this? All right. Now, does anybody want to split this one with me? Because they only let me buy 2.
Oh, wow.
You want some?
I'm great.
Want some?
You want some?
I mean, is there like a cup to pour it into?
Well,
We
yeah.
gotta
Wait, where did my cup go? Hold on.
It's okay.
I'm like
At the
assuming
end
you're
of
going
the
to
day,
share my cup. Like, where's my cup? Like, Rachel surely wants to drink out of my Breeders' Cup cup. Where did my cup go? Where'd the cup go?
All right, well, they're starting to load in the gate. Emily Upjohn is in.
Are you
I
calling
will
this race?
once again try to call the race unless
All right.
anyone else is dying to do it.
Please.
Should I call a race?
Dan!
Oh, no.
Dan, please. Because
All
you're
right.
going to get excited and all over the place when it comes
I've got
to the
wait,
horses
let me
that you
pull
have
my-
money on.
Let me pull my bets up first so I can. All right, so this guy, Shahryar, I like this. This guy likes Shahryar. Okay. All right, let's see. So they're loading into the gate right now. This is the Breeders' Cup Turf. $5 million on the line. Race before the Breeders' Cup Classic. By the way, since I missed it, who's everyone's pick, bottom line? Your Rebels Romance or?
I am Rebels Romance and Sherrier.
Okay. Rachel, who'd you land on here?
I went for the 2, Emily Upjohn, along with the 11, Rebels Romance. I would maybe do that exacta, and then the 12, Gold Phoenix, is maybe a long shot.
Okay. Roberto, who was your final pick?
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg, okay.
Number 4, and he said it very confidently, and
Número 4,
honestly,
señor.
Roberto's on fire.
Four.
So.
Oh my God! Now I'm worried. Okay, they're all in line, and they're off in the Breeders' Cup Turf. The 5 JRB hopped out of the gate. Left behind is being hustled up now by Sean Levy. The 8 gets to the front. Cabo Spirit, 30-1 on the morning line, and is getting a little bit of pressure now from number 6, Far Bridge, one of the American hopes. Moving up in third, number 10, Wingspan, the Irish horse with Wayne Lorden on board. He's moving up. So they're running 1, 2, 3. They're slowing the pace down now a little bit. That next flight of horses is number 11, Rebels Romance, the favorite in this race, who now makes a little bit of a move to the front. Is going to prompt the pace, speed this thing up a little bit. I like it. Spicy. Down on the rail, number 6, saving all the ground. Far Bridge in behind them, in between horses. Number 13, big long shot. There goes Harvard. I didn't even know that horse was in this race. Roberto's horse, number 4, in the mix, up close, Luxembourg. On the outside, number 12, Gold Phoenix. And then that next flight of horses includes 3, Shahryar, my horse, and then a bunch of other horses. All right, back to the front. Number 8, Cabo Spirit, 50-1 on the lead.
That's who Heather said.
On the lead. 113 and 4, 3/4. They're not going all that fast. In second, Rebels Romance, still holding that spot. Number 6, Farbridge, has 0 excuses on the rail down there. Number 13, there goes Harvard at a massive price still there. Wingspan, number 10, starting to be asked for a little bit more, not yet producing. Number 4, Luxembourg, biding his time. Looks like he's got plenty of horse. Roberto, how excited are you? Oh, he doesn't look that excited. All right, forget about Luxembourg. Shahryar, also biding his time. Number 12, Gold Phoenix, biding his time. Number 5, JRB moving up a little bit after that tough start.
Emily
Backing
Upjohn.
out of it,
Girl,
number
Emily
7,
Upjohn,
Grand
yep.
Sonata. Emily Upjohn from way off the pace, but Rebel Romance has kicked to the front as they come off the turn, looking to open up a little bit of a lead here on the outside. Number 1, Rousham Park, the price I told you about. Come on, Rousham Park, get up and beat Rebels Romance. And Shahryar third, and come on, get up, one of you, get up, Rebels, get up, Shahryar, come on, 1. All right, whatever, we had the right horses.
Oh my gosh, that was close.
It came about.
That was close.
Rebels Romance by a nose over Rousham Park. I put up probably won about $5,000 if Rousham Park won. And then, of course, Shahryar finished third. I have the exacta and the trifecta. I would have won a lot of money. And I also had $10 doubles.
What do you mean you would have?
You won.
I would have won more. I would have
All
won
right,
more.
that's the most degen thing I've heard come out of your mouth in a minute.
I would have won.
I
What do
won.
you say about Lake Victoria?
I made up for it.
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
would have won more. Yeah. So Dan
I totally gave up on the call late. I'm like, I'm not calling this anymore. Now I'm screaming.
For anyone who didn't see this race, the 11 Rebels Romance, who was heavily favored, ended up winning, but narrowly won. It's a photo finish, it says, for the win over a horse that was 22-1 that shipped in from Japan.
This is
Rousham Park.
fun, by the way.
And Sherrier
Calling
in
races.
third. And you're 12. Your 12 got up for 4th, I think. It's really tight.
All right.
Yeah.
Gold Phoenix tried to do something. I saw Emily Upjohn, the 2 horse, making a move kind of later in the game, but I think that it was just out of reach for her.
I mean, this is like, it's all backwards, but 3-1, 11-12.
That's
This is
great,
a race
though.
I finally
That's
saw.
Great. No, this is a tough race, so congrats.
Yeah, it's a little
Did you get the
backwards.
Super? Did you play the Super?
No, I didn't play the Super. If I get this computer to work again, I could tell you what I actually hit. Oh, she made it. Anna made it. All right.
That was a kind of weird trip for Rebel Romans, man.
Yeah, it was.
The horse
Still pulled it off,
moved,
yeah.
And they were going
moved
really slow.
twice early.
exactly.
The move in the backstretch was early.
Yeah.
And then moving to the lead
I wonder
before the
if
turn.
we was just the horse and not the jockey. Maybe he
Just
saw the
dragged him?
turn and he tried to take off.
That made that race even more impressive. The way he just. Oh my God, that was so close.
Wow. Oh my gosh. If it was just another
European winning on turf.
What do you know?
Roberto's so
Yeah,
excited.
3 Europeans finishing first, second. Well, actually, Japanese finished
he's like,
second.
wouldn't you know it?
Really, I mean, Rajasthan Park was coming like a freight train there.
That was a great race, by the way.
That was a great race.
I'm telling you.
No, that really.
Look at that. Ireland, Japan.
Wingspan
Ireland.
ended up in 5th. So, wow, we have a 9-5 over 22-1, over 8-1, over 30-1. So that superfecta should still be a pretty nice payer, even with the favorite.
Stop telling me about the superfecta. I'm like thinking about what I missed out on.
Oh my gosh!
Don't be that.
Which
Don't
the
be one
order
of
of
those.
finish? We've got Ireland on top, Japan, Ireland, Ireland. So
Right.
the U.S. horses didn't even. Well, technically Gold Phoenix, although Irish-bred American horse. Got up for 4th. So there you go.
I really botched these plays. I mean,
Everything now is about sprinting. That's the problem in North
like
America.
look at this. I said, try the 3 on top overall. 311.
So you have a.
Oh wait, but I have 311, 311. I didn't put the one
not
that
have the
spot.
one in
I have the double. I have the try just in that one.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I botched this. I do have the exacta for $5. That's
Yeah.
decent.
Yeah.
That's decent.
Yeah.
22-1.
Yeah.
What's the wheel pay? I mean the pro.
I mean, a couple hundred to 1?
Couple hundred. Let's see.
Oh, no. For 50-1. Probably.
What is 11?
11-1.
not
50-1. Yeah, 50-1.
No. Oh, this is for $2. Yeah, it is 50-1. All right, yeah. So $250. All right. I'm gonna take it. I'll take it.
I keeps you going.
I'll cave it. Keeps me going. And then the next race. I mean, Ushpa is the horse I've been waiting for. So
You got a double.
I'm ready. Well, and I've got the double. I've got the double for $6, which I mean is not great. The one I would have had the double for for I think $14 with the one. Wow. That would have been sick. But anyway, I'll stop now. Do you need to get back?
I must jump off. It's been
All right.
such a pleasure joining
Thank you.
the last few days with y'all. Good luck in the Classic and the rest of the card. And I think we have a really amazing, exciting promo to show you from Old Smoke.
She needed to nail the promo. Go ahead, read it. What is it? What is that special?
It is an unbelievable, special, unmatched, something that will never happen again and has never happened before. You have 15% off.
What is the promo code?
Old Smoke. Promo code ABR15 Old Smoke. So make sure to take advantage of that.
Love it. Well, do you think this was about my call or the race itself?
Hang on. That. Oh yeah, no.
Can't even read those words. Can't even read the. All right, people are starting giving us their picks in the Classic. Why don't you go ahead and tell us who you like in the Classic? Forever Young here. And that promo code's got to come down eventually. Oh, we're switching seats here. Wait, are you? Oh, okay. Oh my God, you made it.
You made it.
You made it. All right, we have to do like full intros. Like
We're back.
You haven't even met Roberto, right? You don't even.
I've been watching you. Nice to meet you finally. Yes.
Is that a good thing or
Roberto's
bad
king.
thing?
Oh, it's a good thing.
All right.
You were killing
I'm glad
it.
to
Yeah,
hear.
absolutely.
And super excited to welcome on international dressage rider Anna Buffini. You know, you compete all over the world, but you're actually based out of San Diego. So this is a hometown day for you. How's the day been going?
It's awesome. I trained my horses that I try to go to the Olympics on in the morning, 10 minutes away from here. I can see my house from the stands. And then we came on over here.
That is the way to do it, honestly, right in your backyard. This track is beautiful. It's my first time ever being out here. But there's actually a horse showing arena for those that haven't been to Del Mar before, right next to the track.
I showed my horse there and retired him right there in that arena over there. So
That's
I've
wild.
grown up showing on this facility right here. Yeah.
Which, how cool is that? Were any of the Olympic qualifying rides done here?
No, we're trying to get them back here though. So we're hoping, and the Olympics is in LA, so we're hoping to bring some qualifiers here, and then people can kind of follow us here and then go straight up to LA for the competition. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're obviously competing at these high-level international events all of the time, but how does an international horse race like today stand out against that? What can you tell people about the scene and the vibe out here?
It's incredible. It's such a vibe. It's buzzing. The whole city's buzzing. Like, living here, seeing the whole city get ready for it, all the signs, all the banners, you see people flying in. It's been so exciting. And I'm biased, but I think it's just the best city in the world. And I think it's just beautiful. You can see the ocean from here. You can like snowboard, surf, and skateboard all in the same day if you live in San Diego.
Have you done that?
I have not, but my friends have. Yeah. So it's amazing, and we love having it here. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And I mean, I alluded briefly to the Olympic trials.
Yes.
Do you want to get us up to speed with what we might have missed in the last year since we saw you out in California at Breeders Cup?
Yeah, when I trained with Mike Smith, I hadn't even started qualifying yet, and I was able to make it onto the short list to go qualify for the Olympics, and we were in really great standing after the first qualifier. And then the second qualifier for my sport, which is dressage, you have to be like perfect, and my horse stuck her tongue over the bit in the second qualifier, and you're basically disqualified. So she was one of the top horses in the country. We had a great chance, and just stuff happens, and that's why sports with horses are so special when it goes well, because there's so many factors, there's so many things that have to go right. Like that horse yesterday, Henri Matisse, that won.
Yeah.
You know, just hearing his story about like how he got bumped early on, and then they put blinkers on, and the blinkers didn't work, and then they had to build his confidence, and all the things you have to do, and it comes together for a win like yesterday is so special.
Yeah.
I love you talking about that, because I think a lot of times people think that equestrian sports are so different. You know, the people that ride, show jumping can't relate to the dressage people, can't relate to horse racing people.
How about this, by the way?
When in reality, Anna is the GOAT.
How about that?
Thank you.
I love you guys.
You're
Extra
absolutely
cookies. I'll
right.
get you crumble cookies later. That's the best.
And it is one of those sports that is so variable because there's another athlete involved, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things that you learned from that setback. I'm certain that your eye is still on a future Olympics, but for any of the people that might be competing on the world stage today, is there any advice, I guess, that you would give to them if after you make it to this pinnacle? For the people that make it to the Breeders' Cup, this might be the only time that they could get here. There's no guarantee if things don't work out or go their way. Like, what have you learned through that adversity?
I
Just
think,
a fluke, you know?
Yeah, exactly. For me, first of all, you have to do this because you love horses. If you love horses, you're doing this for the right reason. You can do this forever. Because when I didn't make it to the Olympics, the next day I got to go out and hug my horse and give her carrots, and to me that's where the joy is. And then you put all this hard work together, and then hopefully you get something great to happen one day. But also, I mean, this minute and a half that these horses are running, some of this has taken people a lifetime to get to. So I think that's what I have such a deep understanding of what these guys are going through. Not only the pressure, how long it's taken to breed these horses, how long it's taken to train them, how much failure they've gone through to get here. I think so many of these people and these jockeys do this because they love horses, and they've fought through so many ups and downs, and they've just stuck to their guns. They've stuck to the basics, the fundamentals, which is how you keep taking yourself to the next level, and they do it because they love it, and then it results in a win that you get here today.
I just got chills when you said that. Did you get
like,
chills?
I got chills, and honestly, I saw your video after everything happened, and all I could think of was it's just, it's maturity, that people rarely display, so credit for that.
Thank you.
But just courage, and it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
so.
you can never give up, never let anything stop you, no matter what. So.
All right. Well, let's not get too over emotional here.
I'm gonna start crying.
We've got some racing. We've got some racing coming. Now, I do want to show a video. This video is about 2 minutes. Roberto, do you have to head back? Do you have to head back now, or you got a couple more minutes with us?
I can stay a couple more minutes for sure.
So let's do this.
I love that.
before I play because the video is like 2 minutes. Before I play the video, why don't we just get your final take on the Classic and if you have a play on the rest of the card, and then I'll play the video so that you can get going. So you can actually.
All right, let's do that.
All right, so go ahead. Your Classic play is what exactly?
Classic play based on the odds right now. I would bet on Serial Troy to win.
Okay, and the odds are right now
9-2, and to me, it's going to be a Coolmore exacta.
Okay.
So that means 3 Serial Troy, Sierra Leone.
Okay.
I've been saying this: the 3-year-old will dominate this race. Based on the odds, they're all favorite. Forever Young, Serial Troy, Fairness, Sierra Leone. I think that's your superfecta. You're not going to make any much money on this race.
Forever Young, as you mentioned, the favorite right now, the one horse, 3-1.
And I like a 30-1 horse in the next race.
Well, talk to me about that.
Tornado.
I love Ben Tornado.
I mean, he looks so good on track, and he's not going to be on the lead. He's going to run different today, and he has the perfect rider for that.
Roberto and I have covered probably 5 or 6 races now over the course of the weekend. We have disagreed on every single race.
Oh, wow.
Except for this one.
This is a big deal, guys.
And he's 31. Let's do it there.
And you know what? I like Ben Tornado because of the name.
Let's go. Cannot lose. You like Ben Tornado too, right?
Yeah, for sure. All I know is my uncle, he's watching this, Uncle Kevin, he texts me everybody who to bet for, and he said City of Troy, so he's with you. Yeah.
Uncle Kevin, let's
All right.
go. Let's roll.
Also, repping Team Ireland.
It is. We're big. I'm half Irish, so we're big. We're huge Aiden fans. So
Aiden O'Brien.
Also, Henri winning yesterday was a huge deal for him.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he's pretty cool. Well, there you have it, folks.
I like
from
that.
Roberto.
All right.
That one we're going to celebrate. All right, we're going to let you get back. Thank you for the time you spent with us.
Oh, thank you,
As
guys.
you head off, we're going to show a video. You know Mike Smith really well. He got together with Irad Ortiz, who was chasing him for the all-time record in wins in the Breeders' Cup. So we asked him a bunch of fun questions, and here's what happened.
He calls me daddy. I'm his daddy, so it's my son.
Yes.
I have 27 Breeders' Cup wins, and at the moment, it's the most of any jockey.
I have 20 winners at the Breeders' Cup races, and I'm chasing Mike Smith.
Well, it's a great honor to be the record holder of the Breeders' Cup. For some reason, Breeders' Cup takes me to another level, and it's not only the best in the United States, it's the best in the world. You get to compete against the greatest riders in the world, and so it's a huge honor.
I mean, I'm happy to be part of the history, to be honest. 20 Breeders' Cup is not easy. It's just exciting, and at the same time, I'm blessed.
He came like a very highly rated 2-year-old that's coming to someone's barn, man. And this guy came with an A+ rating. What makes Irad special as a rider is he has no weakness. He has no weakness, man. I mean, from behind on the lead, to be aggressive, have light hands, to whatever it is, and he's fearless. And he rides every single race as if it was a Breeders' Cup Classic. We all knew he was going to be someone to reckon with at a very young age.
First of all, I saw Mike before I came up to be a jockey, to be honest. I saw him on TV a lot. So winning races like Breeders' Cup, I always watched Breeders' Cup when I was a little kid with my dad, and I see him a lot of times throwing the flowers, and I love those slow motion shots, and I fell in love with this game, and I have so much respect for him and a lot of riders. So, and you have a person like him tell you something or congratulate you, and you have a message right away when you come back from the race. It make you feel good.
Man, he would have been probably the Kobe Bryant coming out, when Kobe first came out, and as it was at his heyday. That's the way he came out of high school.
LeBron James. Why? Because he get older, I get better, like the wine. I mean, I wish I can get there and do it the same way he do it at that age. So
don't catch me. Before I retire, I'm gonna retire. As soon as you get one, I'm quitting that day.
I wish to get to that number. I wish he'd be here so I can get a picture with him. That would be nice. That would be nice.
So that's for you, Daddy.
No, not really. A lot of respect.
Love that exchange, right? Why?
Well, okay. quick shout out, IRAD. While that video was playing, Anna said IRAD followed her on Instagram yesterday.
He did.
She's made it.
Yes.
So from a top level dressage rider to a top level jockey, you know, you were tied in with Mike.
You couldn't hear, but Mike actually called him Kobe Bryant in his prime. That's what he called IRAD. That's how good he is.
Incredible. Really impressive.
Which is mega. And I mean, you got to train with Mike again when we saw you last year.
Yes.
We hit the gym and you rode the Equicizer. I want you to be able to get back to the races and continue enjoying your day. But fitness is a huge part of being an equestrian.
Yep.
And so I have a couple rapid fire questions.
Shoot.
Would you rather ride dressage with no stirrups for a year or ride dressage in a jockey saddle for a month?
No stirrups for a year. These jockeys, you guys, what they do is unbelievable. I couldn't do it for a minute on the Equicizer. 1 minute and I fell.
Yeah, those jockey saddles, you saw them and you were like, this looks like a toy?
I was like, you're joking. Like, I'm being pranked right now.
This looks like a toy. And then also, would you rather ride a jockey Equicizer for 10 minutes a day or run 5 miles a day?
5 miles? Here's the deal. I would love to be able to do what the jockeys do, but physically I can't. So I'd really have to train to be able to do a quarter of what they do on a fake horse.
And I know that rollouts were also part of the challenges that you did with Mike. How many of those can you hit now?
So I have been doing them every day since he beat me so badly on them. And so now I can do like 20. You know, he does 100 a day. So I have a lot to catch up to, but I'm getting better.
Still, that's massive.
Anna's like, I mean, you've got a serious fan base here. I mean, people, I drop it in the comments.
Love you guys.
Such an inspiration for young riders. Anna's the best. So.
I like this one. 3 goats: SpongeBob, Elmo, and Anna Buffini.
Love you guys.
It's great.
I've known you for 3 minutes, and I'm really impressed.
You're so
I know.
Like, I can't stop staring at you. Plus, I can figure out what
because of my mom, who's off screen right there. She's the goat.
Seriously.
All right, Mom, come on in for a minute. We saw you capturing
guys, she's amazing.
Yes.
6 kids, Olympic volleyball
please.
player.
Come in here. Olympic volleyball player.
Yes.
Again, a family of Olympians.
Yes.
What does it mean to have Anna, the woman that she is?
You know what? We're just so grateful. This young lady here works so hard, and to kind of follow in my footsteps, it's just amazing. And I'm really blessed by it all. She's a hard worker. When she was 12 years old, we took her to the ranch. She fell in love at that time, and since that day, we've never had to tell her, go clean that stall out. So that's when we knew this was her first love. Yes.
And that's
awesome.
Exactly what you're touching on. Anyone, whether it's racing or any sort of equestrian sport, you do it for the love of the horse in all facets of life.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad we got you on. You guys have a big race to go watch. You go watch this race.
Breeders Cup Classic. Before you do,
thank you.
What's the one horse that you're cheering on in the Breeders Cup Classic? There's a couple Japanese contenders.
I think, yeah, hold on. City of Troy.
City of
Because
Troy,
that's who
Ireland.
Kevin told me to go for. And I mean Irish. We always go for the Irish horses. Yeah. So
there you have it. Mom, you agree?
Definitely the Irish. My husband is Irish.
There you go.
There you have it. City of Troy from these two. We're 15 minutes away from that big race. I want you guys to be able to get back in your seats and enjoy it and place bets. Anna, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Always.
You guys are the best.
Just
Thank
the
you
freaking
both.
best.
Thank you for
you
doing the
guys.
walk. We know the walk was not easy.
And the next time that you see Mike, hopefully it'll be him out riding one of your horses.
Yes. Okay. Do you have time for a quick story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we went out to dinner with Mike a couple months ago, and he showed us this race. You would probably know of it. It wasn't Zenyatta or the other one. It was like in the Middle East, and we were at dinner.
Dubai World Cup with Arrogate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Arrogate, and we all huddled on the same side of the table, and we were watching the race. He gave us a play-by-play, and the whole restaurant started surrounding us and watching the play-by-play, and the whole restaurant cheered at the end when he won.
That's amazing.
It was the coolest experience ever. So he's the man. I'm grateful to be his friend, and he encouraged me through my Olympic time, and it's really special to have someone like that in your corner.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Really nobody like him.
And I want to say, you were already doing what you were doing, and I just want to give credit to Rachel, because Rachel noticed your story and your journey and wanted us to shine a spotlight on it, and also to link you up with Mike Smith. So all that whole thing kind of came together because of Rachel. So I want credit to Rachel.
And because of her fantastic team, the
Encanto
Encanto
Sports,
Sports.
amazing. Yeah,
those girls that help her with content and connecting us with other people. But you can't do any of that without a fantastic subject in person to work with. So looking forward to the next time we're out in San Diego together. After this big race, I'll be back upstairs with you all. So we'll hopefully be popping some bottles when City of Troy wins.
We'll see you up there. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Anna.
And her pick is City of Troy, by the way, if you missed it. And speaking of, we're going to show you what City of Troy. Are we not going to show you City of Troy? Yeah, we got City of Troy. We got City of Troy on standby. City of Troy, we're going to show you what he did last time.
Now moves out of last place, but as they move down towards the final 2.5 furlongs, City of Troy still grinding it out in front here for Royal Rhyme on the outside. Down the centre, here comes Calandagan. City of Troy really putting in the afterburners now, though, as they race up towards the final furlong. He leads by about a length and a half. Calandagan trying hard to rein him in. Back in third place is Ghostwriter. City of Troy having to dig really deep here as they race inside the final furlong. He's made every yard so far, and City of Troy, what a game performance all the way in the city of York.
So that's why City of Troy is getting all the love he's getting. Christine, you've been on the set. We haven't even introduced you properly, Christine.
No, it's all right.
You're
just wearing my hats.
I am wearing I'm always wearing your hats.
All right, you better.
The official milliner / hat maker of America's Best Racing and the Breeders Cup.
That's right.
And the Breeders Cup.
Yep. And featured milliner first ever of the Derby.
We know it. We've got a great video on America's Best Racing. We haven't seen it. Christine in her studio doing her thing ahead of the Derby this year. It was really, really good. And Kyle Levy has rejoined us. Kyle, how you doing?
We've made it. We've changed. We're not with the laptop today.
Did you get applause?
No laptop today. We went with the paper because we need winners today.
Wow, yeah. You had to throw that laptop out.
Oh, my God. Okay, so 11 minutes to race 8, Breeders' Cup Classic. We're going to get into our picks here in a minute. Kyle, I'm going to lean on you for that. But first, Christine, you've been waiting patiently. I went over to visit you here at your booth. You were busy then, and then when you texted me a little earlier, you're like, "Oh, we're totally slammed now." So I take it you've had a good weekend.
Yeah, I had a great weekend, and I just decided I always miss out talking to you guys, so I thought I'd run over here, which is less than I walk to the train in the city in New York City. So it was really easy. So anybody who's not coming out is lame. Anyway, but and my hat stayed on the hallway because, I know what I'm doing. I'll make sure no one, but if you're going to ask me, and you always do, who I'm going to go for in the Classic, well, I really can't. I like everybody, thankfully, a lot of owners buy my hat, so I don't want to, and really set the trend for racing. The owners are great about doing their fashion, but I can't really pick one out. But I would say, because I'm only going to bet $2 across the board, because that's what I do, loser that I am.
Stop it! No. Hey, we don't unit shame here.
I wanted to go with this number 8, but Pyrenees.
Pyrenees, I like
Pyrenees.
Wow.
Okay, I knew I was pronouncing it incorrectly.
Good. Yeah,
you agree?
That is my honestly. So Pyrenees right now is 50-1.
Yeah, even better.
That was my and you love betting the long shots. I've seen you bet the long shots.
I only bet $2.
Yes, exactly. So you need the long shots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, Pyrenees I actually like a lot. If the pace gets hot, which it could, if they're all going at each other early on, Pyrenees horse can be sitting off of them and is improving. And so I do like your pick.
Okay,
and there's a horse who could hit the board, who could finish third, and if you finish third, you're still going to make your money.
And I do that across the board because I know that if I go for win place, they'll do show and I'll lose. Like it's just like my strategy is just do the whole.
Just add the show.
Yeah, and so and they told me they're going to place. And I know they all say that because I'll hear them.
Wait, the owners told you?
Yes, they said
they'll now you got some inside info. All right.
Has an owner ever walked up to you and said, "Our horse is going to lose"?
No, actually, I've had that.
You're being honest with Christine.
I'm a bartender, right? Basically, I'm a...
Right, tell me all your story. What's wrong with your life? What do you need?
Doing they're fixing their hat and getting them perfect. They tell me what I just never get to go to the window because I'm so busy, thank God, that I don't get to go to the window. But
Yeah.
I am going to go on the way. Nobody will know that I'm slipping off to get a.
All right, and you're putting your money
But
on
I have like what?
Pyrenees.
A Pyrenees. And I have 10 minutes, don't I?
Yes.
So I better split.
Yeah, well, you've got 8
Thank you for
minutes.
joining us, Christine. Again, the official milliner that provided me with my party poof today.
Yeah, you look great. You look handsome.
Love you, Christine. Bye.
Wow,
Bye.
Christine single-handedly restoring Dan's confidence after Heather came on.
Oh,
and
she totally took
I
it
missed
down
out
for
on
me.
Heather.
Oh, my
I missed
God.
out on
You
Heather.
It was
missed Heather's
spectacular.
fun. It was an absolute ride, Kyle.
Honestly,
You would have
she
loved
was-
it. But
Pyrenees is a hell of a play, and you actually like too.
Yeah, I've got Pyrenees underneath.
Underneath has tended to work for you. At least it worked for you,
Dude,
yesterday.
By the way, like that horse Rauschen Park who just finished second, if Rauschen Park wins, I probably win about another 5,000. But finished second. My main play was Chariars, who finished third. So I hit the try, made a couple bucks. But now, of course, I'm greedy from yesterday.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
that's how it always
I
goes.
wanna do something big. Look, I'm gonna take what money I wanted to set aside. So I set myself, look, I'd like to win a couple $1,000s this weekend. Once I hit that thing yesterday, I was like, all right, great. So I had a little money to play with, and I've got a couple $100 to play with in the Classic. I said it yesterday on the show. Ushba Tesoro, who is the seven horse right now, is 22-1. Ushba Tesoro is my pick to win this race. At 22-1, I'm just going to make a very big win place bet, and I might dabble in a couple of smaller bets with some of the other horses. But I am here. Ushba Tesoro, the 7, Forever Young, the 1 at 3-1.
Which I'm
Pyrenees, the 8 at 50-1, and then the 11, Sierra Leone at 6-1. Those would be my top 4 horses.
All right.
I'm surprised to see Forever Young, which morning line was 6-1, is currently the
Very
favorite for this race, and that's who I've been.
You've been
telling
on
people.
Forever Young,
Do you
yeah.
think that it's just the
Maybe that's
name,
why.
or what's the bigger story behind why people are
Well, if
really
you've been telling
backing
people about Forever Young, that's
You're right. I
probably
am a
true.
viral sensation. Everyone knows about me and
As soon as you
my
gave out
horse
the
choices
pick,
now.
it went from 6-1 to 3-1.
Forever Young's a good horse. I mean, like literally, aside from the Derby where he finished third,
Where he should have won.
Well, yeah,
Where he should have
no,
won.
where
If he wasn't bumped into in the stretch by Sierra Leone, and then
literally hasn't done anything wrong.
No.
Forever Young is, and I think you said yesterday, like if he wins that race, right? Like what are his odds here if he wins that? I mean, is he 2-1?
Well,
I mean,
I didn't expect him to take all of this money. I didn't
Do you
expect him
not
to,
like him at this price?
No, I still like him at the price. Obviously, I liked him more at 6-1. But from a win perspective, I think he's got absolutely the talent, absolutely the ability. You're getting the inside draw. I like that after the Derby, they shipped him off to Japan again. He got another win there, and then he's coming right back into it, getting back to the States here in the Breeders' Cup. So, Forever Young, probably my pick.
Forever Young. There he is.
You went old school.
You went old school.
He's
You
coming
went
out
old
onto the
school.
track. I just can't believe how much he has developed since we saw him at the Derby. That badonkadonk is redonkadonk on Forever Young. Maybe that's why people are so into it. And City of Troy, how's he looking?
I mean, City of Troy. I mean, so if you've been here for the past hour or so, City of Troy's name has been said the most. Which is actually surprising to me because I put a line through City of Troy. Here's why. And he's 4-1. I thought he'd be closer to 6-1. To be honest, it's a horse who's run only on turf, is now running on dirt. A wise man once told me, never take a horse at a short price doing something for the first time.
Was that Ellis?
I think it was Bruce Badu, but it may be somebody. Maybe it was Ellis too. So Bruce, if you're watching in Canada, I think that was you, but it may have been Ellis as well. And you know what? Actually, that sounds like an Ellisism. Maybe it is Ellis.
No, I did a little handicapping.
Did he tell you
seminar and
that?
He said
Ooh,
that. Yeah.
That is it. So you know what? It is Ellis. I apologize, Bruce. I still love you, but that was Ellis. Derma Sotogake, we're looking at now. This horse finished second in this race last year, and he is 40-1 right now. Derma Sotogake. So I don't know if this is like, okay, people see in Japan, they haven't had a great weekend. Rauschen Park, though, nice race. Yep. And then obviously they're putting the money on Forever Young. But how the hell is the horse who finished second in the Classic last year 40-1, and the horse who finished fifth, who should have finished better other than a bad break, at 22-1? I mean, these horses have run massive races all over the world.
Absolutely has. Look at the past 3. The past 3 races have been not great.
Derma, yeah.
Derma, that's what I'm talking.
Yeah.
It's my bad.
Derma's not in great form, but he finished second in this race last year.
A lot can happen in a year.
He finished
Kane.
second at 26-1 last year, too.
But 40-1 is kind of shocking. So City of Troy, trying something new. And also, like, I mean, like, if you listen to the connections, like, they're like, hey, yeah, you know, like, this is the best horse we've ever had. We're just taking a shot, you know, like, we realize, like, this might not be it, but we're taking a shot.
Are they being too casual about it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Are they
They're
holding back their info because they know?
Yeah, maybe. The 12-horse Arthur's Ride is 13-1. Who gave us that pick earlier?
That was Alex
Jordan.
Rossi's horse.
And Alex. Yeah.
He looks like a unicorn. I think that he won pretty impressively in the Whitney.
It's a horse I did not have in the Whitney either.
Yeah, no, not many people did. And then there's the 14 next, who is Alexa's pick.
At 10-1, taking more money than I expected.
I think that's a fair pick. Look, the horse has won 7 straight races.
Yeah.
Granted, they're not the best races. They're grade 3s, grade 2s, a couple ungraded stakes races, but 7 straight stakes wins is impressive nonetheless. Throwing up 100 buyer plus in every single one. So I think it's a great price, honestly, and a fair price at 10-1.
So how should people be formulating their bets in each of your opinions?
You start.
How much money are you trying to make is the question.
Let's start with 100. Yeah. What's your target and what's your budget?
I mean, if you're betting, if you're trying to just make money, you can bet a straight win bet on Forever Young if you want. But if you're like me, you're not just trying to do a win bet. You're trying to get a little exacta, a little trifecta in there. And originally when I had my 3 horses for my trifecta and 3 horses for my exacta, because I'll do a 3-horse exacta box, I thought it was going to be a little bit better prices. I'm on the 1, Forever Young, obviously. City of Troy, I knew was going to be probably the favorite, but not the favorite right now. 3rd choice on the board. And then my somewhat of a price horse was going to be Sierra Leone, but 12-1 sounded a lot better than 6-1 right now. But I kind of saw that coming a little bit.
Yeah. Fierceness, by the way, co-favorite